Yo, hard in, the hardest of ins I may have ever done. Welcome to the premiere of the DL44 Network. I am Ryan Doell. I am here with Kevin from Toying Around. I don't.
What's going
Wait,
on?
what? Oh, dude, we just started a new channel.
Yes, we did. It's what a way to start it off, too, right?
Yeah, I think so. Talking about a little bit of celebration, talking a bit about Star Wars.
Heck yeah.
You know, it's it's a new channel. It's a new night. We didn't really present anything until later this afternoon that we were even doing this. But we thought, what the hell? Let's just do it. Let's just kick it off.
hmm
Hopefully people find the channel. Hopefully some new people. Hopefully some people that we know. Uh, I mean, we got a couple people watching. Sound off in the chat. Yeah, there we go. And then just to give everyone a little update, what we are doing, why we are doing this, why this channel came to be. We both wanted to make Star Wars content. Kevin's already been doing it with Boba Squadron. I was kind of doing it with flipping Star Wars on Toy Anxiety. And I kind of felt personally that I wanted to do other Star Wars stuff where we just talk about things and, I just want it's the stuff that didn't fit in the Toy Anxiety channel.
Right.
And I felt that, and I presented this idea to Kevin because I felt that Boba Squadron could also have catch the algorithm maybe easier by doing a Star Wars channel.
Yeah, I've noticed like spin-off channels for people just to make things more focused, right? And when you said like, yeah, sometimes things get lost in the mix, I kind of I've been thinking that for a little while, and it's just I've always thought like, oh, is it even worth it to branch off? But then, Dole messages me and he's like, I'll do all the heavy lifting. I'm like, okay.
Well, I say 60% of the heavy lifting. In some cases, I will just ask for help if I need it or if something's busy or whatever. But I think that was the other thing too, where it's like I'm already doing 2 channels. Channels are a lot of work, and I don't think people really realize that it's not just press play and go, even though that's kind of what we're doing tonight. But
literally did that tonight.
Not really any prep outside of me doing a quick makeshift logo last night. But when you click on the channel, you'll see it's very, very, very bare bones. But we'll get there. We'll build this out, and this is not just for Kevin and I. We have friends that want to do Star Wars content as well that didn't know where to put it. Steve 3, who you might see regularly on Funboxing is it Funboxing Sundays with Paul?
Funboxing Sundays, yes.
Yeah, so you'll see him there often. He's gonna have a show on here where he does his own unboxings.
Right.
He's got almost every Micro Galaxy Squadron. He wants to talk about it. He wants to stream about it. You'll find him here. And I think he wants to do his own he just wants to talk about Star Wars as well. And and he just needed a place to put it. And he didn't know where, he didn't know how to get started. I said, I'll help you out. I'll give you a place. And I'm kind of hoping that other people do too. I'd love to see Tommy K. Shut Up Tommy. Would love to see him.
His screen name is like his online persona is just Shut Up Tommy from now on.
Yeah, I think
I would love to see that. Yeah. That's a great name. Like, if you heard a new channel called Shut Up Tommy, like, whoa, that's catchy.
Right. But I'd love for him to come on here and do his trivia, Star Wars trivia nights. Right. You could get just different groups of us in, or just different friends, and just throw them all in here. We want Yoko's going to be joining us later. She's super excited about this. She was really happy to hear about this last minute. Right. And so I mean, she'll be joining us. I know we got Paul, and between Kevin and I, we know a lot of folks in different industries that also like Star Wars, and we'd love to have them on and just come talk about it, come chat. Still want to do some review shows. Maybe we'll throw up one for Skeleton Crew at some point, just to kind of talk about it, just because it was such a good show, and Andor is just starting as well. Have you caught up with that?
Oh yeah, I was just asking the same thing. I have. I was using it to kind of stay awake, to combat jet lag. And so I was watching it on my tablet at the kitchen table, and it was good. Kept me awake. I think much longer than I normally would have been able to manage with the time difference.
Right.
But it's been fantastic.
Dude, it's so good. And I feel like this season is getting like more adult than the last season.
Well, if you've seen all the first 3 episodes, season 1 of Andor had some firsts for
Oh
Star
yeah.
Wars, right? Like dropping the first shit,
Yep.
the word shit in the galaxy.
Yep.
It probably should have said dropping the first shit in the galaxy, but you know what I mean. Like,
It's not
just
poodoo. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, right. While staying true and to Star Wars, like with Easter eggs and things like that. So they're pushing boundaries for sure, but it's not stuff that's so like this is crazy. It's things that are like, yeah, you would expect this in a galaxy with so many things going on. So it's yeah, continuing with how great season 1 was. Season 2 is off to a pretty great start.
Yeah, it's pretty strong. And the last episode had me just kind of like giggly a little bit. I don't want to say anything because I'm not sure how many people have caught up yet. And I do know it's been out for almost a week.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, kind of wing or lose is kind of right there, right? The Mon Mothma Dad's party. Like, give me that hot toy. Yeah, I'm down. I'm down.
I watched that and I messaged Paul and I'm like, that's got to be a meme already. Like the sad dancing, right?
Well,
Like
I
dancing
mean,
but crying through the tears. It's like it was like me going back to work this week.
yeah.
Just like going through the motions, but also just completely depressed on the inside or a little bit on the outside too. That I'm not in Japan.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, first
Yeah.
application of that already.
Yeah, sitting back on a North American toilet just made me so depressed. I was like, what are we doing here in the Stone Age, man? What's happened? We used to be a society. Well, actually, I don't know if that's true. Well, before we start getting into Andor, because I know we're gonna have to get into that at some point. Because it's just too good to not talk about. Let's say a quick howdy do to the chat. Then we're gonna talk about Celebration. We're gonna talk about what we loved, some of the stuff maybe that we bought.
Mm-hmm.
And is there anything we would change? Meaning we're going to talk about the Celebration store. So let's get into it. Let's say hi to the chat. Wing or Lose is here. It's great seeing him pop up in numerous DMs throughout the weekend. Yes. Great stuff. Darth Gutierrez. I hope I said that correctly. Yeah, evening, gentlemen. Yeah, nice. Bad Wolf Media is here. Yoko McCann is here. She's going to be joining us a little bit later. Hopefully, I think she's sweeping her floor right now, just so she can join us.
Sweeping your floor sounds weird. I don't know why this like Cinderella image came to mind.
Yeah,
sleep.
Then she transforms, and then we got to make sure we finish the stream before midnight.
Yeah.
Right. Plastic Bubble is here. Doell. Yes, Doell Whip is here. D-Cirtle is here. Yes, a sneak attack stream. Quip is here from the world of Geek Dad Life. Dude, hope you're doing well. Hope everything's awesome. And yeah, Bad Wolf Media. Oh, dude, 1-6 Shooter is here. Hey, dudes.
Trevor.
Dude, great meeting you during Celebration. I'm going to talk about that panel. The toy photography panel. It was awesome. In fact, it was so awesome that they didn't even get to properly finish their panel. And it was great, right? And he's saying, Kev, can't believe I didn't see you.
I know. It's were you there Friday, Trevor? Because I was only there on Friday, and we saw Richie at the Hasbro panel, right? But I didn't see Jax or the rest of your panel crew. But at least I got to meet Trevor in New York in the past, and other. I think was you at San Diego too, and other cons too. So it was yeah. It's a bummer not in Japan though.
Friday and Sunday, huh? That is what there was a lot of toy tubers at this event. It was like it was pretty wild and it was pretty fun. The Yes Have Some crew were there. The people, the folks I do Toy Anxiety with, Mr. Dan Larson was there.
Yeah.
I don't think they're toy tubers necessarily, but I mean other content creators such as the Dad Batch. the Dad Batch podcast. They were there. The Rayside.
Yes.
She makes awesome content. Did you get to, I didn't see her at all, but she was there.
I didn't either.
And man, was I bummed. Same with the Resistance podcast. They were there too.
Yeah.
Also didn't see them.
Lacey and John, right?
Yeah, Lacey and John. They were there. Didn't see them. But kind of bummed out. Yeah, it's 1/6 shooter. It was all about hot toys. Dude, that booth. We'll get into it. In fact, let's get into it now. So you were there for Friday for Celebration. You were there for the early morning chaos.
I think
or did you come in a little later?
It was around, I think by the time I got in, it was around 10:30, maybe 10 or 10:30 in the morning. We walked through Hasbro really quickly, and then I kind of walked around and bumped into you and Steve 3, and then we're like, Hasbro panel is starting at 11:30. And so we reconvened and we made our way there. But by that time, I think Hayden Christensen was on stage, and we walked through, which was impossible to walk through. Navigating, that's my main gripe with the con. The second main gripe, navigating between halls, was kind of cumbersome.
It was hard.
Yeah, right. And then before that was the Ryan Gosling announcement, which was like the first thing in the morning. So we missed that. My wife let me know how upset she was that she missed that. I guess in like an event that's not really her thing, that would have been the bright spot for her, because nobody really expected that, right?
Right. Yeah,
so
nobody
that's
knew.
That's where I came in at. What about you?
Well, I got there early, like Steve 3 and I, and Tommy. Shut up, Tommy. We got there early. Shut up, Tommy got there about. It's funny. He got there maybe 25 minutes, half an hour before we did.
Mm-hmm.
And he was still a lot further in line than we were. Like, that's how quickly it was. That line was forming before getting in, and I still feel like we got there crazy early.
Yeah, that is crazy early. I saw when you messaged me at 8 something and showed me a photo of the line, of you in line. I said, that's crazy. I literally said that. So yeah, by definition, it was crazy early. Just not. I was hoping to capitalize on them opening at 9 or whatever it was, 9:30, and all the lines would have pushed through by then.
Right.
And then I could just walk in.
Dude, I was kind of hoping for the same thing. In that sense of like, I will say everything flowed really nicely. Like, once everything opened, they created an area where everyone was not just congested in that one parking lot. Like, they had it so that, like, there was flow, and it was almost like a Disney line where you thought you were at the front of the line, and then you find another like coil of humans.
Yeah, it was Snake. It was the Snake game.
It was bonkers, but at the same time, it didn't feel so bad. Everyone was still like in a fairly good mood. Like, everyone was in good mood. People like showing up in their costumes and stuff. So it made it like really kind of like fun and chatting with people, like, and the weather was good. So that helped as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was a big thing. But man, once the convention opened and people are like going, like Steve 3 started like running. Didn't even know where he was running to. And I lost
him. Where would you go at that point?
He started running. And I was just like, what is happening? And it was like, and I get to the Hot Toys booth and I'm watching people jump over the barrier in Hot Toys to get to the door and not getting into the proper line.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah. It was like, dude, it was like Black Friday in the States in 2015.
Right.
Like, it was
$40 TVs, kind of
$40 TVs. Right. Yeah. And it was, $1 phone cases. People were, honestly, like, it made me glad we were in Japan, because someone would have got shot otherwise.
Oh my God.
And when we went, and then, so next thing you know, there's a dude coming out of the Hot Toys booth, like, you out of here, like, just like booting people out, because, he can, like, people are ignoring, like, the guy holding the sign saying, this is not the end of the queue. And they're literally just pushing him aside and just like jumping over the barrier.
Oh,
like,
wow.
It was that brutal. And I was like,
were
my God.
They locals, or were they foreigners?
Yeah. Oh, dude. Let
me take a guess.
They were all white. Let me tell you.
Yeah. They, like, probably foreigners come in. They're just like, there's no like gates or what, like just manually forcing you into a line, then
Right.
wait, you said they jumped over gates too, right?
They were well, they had the just not the barricades, it's just like they just had those plastic chains
Yeah.
up so that you could just, like, but the guy's right there with a sign in English that says in nice big letters, not the end of the queue. And he's trying to like direct people over there. So then when I'm watching him point and the other guys are getting yelled at, then I was like, okay. And then I saw Steve, and then Steve was in line. So I just joined him in line, and everyone around that was okay, I get, because everyone was talking nice to us.
Yeah.
So everyone was cool about it. And then Tommy, he got discombobulated at some point because he was in the con before we were, but he was in the line after us.
Tommy also locked himself out of his hotel room, I think more than once. So getting discombobulated is his thing.
That's but it was, but like, I mean, everyone was able to get their exclusives like that they wanted, which was great. And then that's when, like, you get there, and that's when you got friends from back home just message you, hey, could you grab this? And I was like, no, like I
On
was
the day of?
like day of,
That is
or
little
even before. Like it was one of those things where I was like, I can't start buying like 5 hot toys. Like, even if it's 2 per person, I can't get 2 Darth Mauls, 2 Stormtroopers, 2 Anakins, because my bank right away would have been like, no, this is weird ass spending.
Right.
Shut it down. Right. You're in another country. You're spending weird. Done. And that's the last thing I wanted. So I didn't do that. But yeah, no, dude, it was like, that's what I mean by the morning was crazy. Like people running and just like fretting and everyone trying to get those exclusives. And I mean, a lot sold out on that day one.
Yes. Was it Anakin, the rooted hair, the artisan?
The
Anakin?
artisan edition of Darth Vader Anakin.
Right,
Yeah.
Darth Vader Anakin. Yeah, sold out.
That one sold out. But even like, we're talking like art prints. And I don't know if you saw those, like, they were like fabric scrolls where it'd be like Jabba the Hutt in front of a Japanese palace.
Okay.
With like that kind of stuff. It was all selling out like crazy. And I was just like, oh my God, I don't think anyone is prepared for the I don't think anyone was prepared or had the realization of how much Star Wars collectors and fans are willing to spend on Star Wars.
Yeah. I think my last celebration was literally 10 years ago, 2015. And I think in that time I had forgotten, because when people were like, oh, Celebration store got tore up, I'm like, oh, right. People just buy up everything.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know if they flip it or whatever, certain things, but yeah, the hype for Star Wars merch is still there. Also, like being in Japan and having cool, like unique merch like that, you wouldn't see like Japanese influenced artwork and just tons of unique stuff, right? Especially when people fly halfway around the world to check it out. That's appealing, right? Make it worth your trip and grab everything you see on site.
Yeah. People were just doing that, I felt like, in general. And did you go to the toy vendors at all? Like the small toy vendor booths that were there?
I knew I had the one day, right? And first of all, the day ended at 6 p.m., which I thought was a little bit short, like not, I think 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. I had my kids with me, so I knew I wasn't going to stick it out for the whole 9 hours. So
Right.
my timing was like, I prepaid for that Anthony Daniels autograph, so I knew I had to get time for that. And then the kids are hungry, you got to go do this, and there's a panel. So like there was so much stuff I didn't get to do. I wanted to go to some of the major vendors, and they all had lineups. So vendors, artists in the artist alley, which I really wanted to go check out. I didn't really see any of it.
Yeah. It was hard getting, like, every day. The artist alley was so tough. Like, even like, it was great. Someone who we really like the work of, David Nakayama, was there.
Mhm.
with Unknown Comics, and he does variant covers for the Star Wars books for Marvel. And day one, all you see across all his stuff, sold out, sold out, sold out,
Wow.
sold out. Like he was super busy all day and doing commissions and all that stuff. And like my buddy James Mulligan as well, he does fine art for Disney. Man, okay, you have Disney prints in Japan
Yeah.
and Star Wars prints. Dude, the guy was bonkers. It was absolutely, actually, I should go get, I did get something from him. He gave me a print for free
Oh
because
wow.
I know his brother really well, and I see James quite a bit. I'm gonna go grab that. You go tell a story.
Okay, tell a story, minstrel. All right, first of all, we had a super chat. I don't even know if I can highlight this, but thank you, Plastic Bubble, for $2.99. Says would love to see the Ray side on here. Yeah, she's does some pretty fun and funny Star Wars reels and content. So that seems great. That would be cool. Is she collector too? Like, would it be unbox things? But hey, thank you so much for the super chat. I got a few things from Celebration. None of the big main exclusives like the Hot Toys. But I did walk around and look for some things. And like I said, time was very limited, especially everywhere you look. There's a guy at the end of the line. Line is capped. Come back in 30 minutes. There's like a Celebration Gashapon store, right? So you just put coins in and get little Star Wars trinkets, and one of them was lightsabers, and even then they were like, we have limited amounts for the rest of the show. So I tried to pull the old bring my daughter in line with me, and they go, oh, hello, where am I? What is this? How do we get in this line? She wants some Gashapon. They're like, sorry, you got to come back in 30 minutes. And so that didn't really work. I was hoping to manipulate the system, and so I just went with whatever didn't have a line to check it out. So that was the Metacom store, and Metacom had Japanese soft vinyl style Star Wars figures. And Doel, I think we looked at those before the con, right?
Yeah, we did.
And the idea of Star Wars Sofubi really was tempting for me, but none of the designs were really real. Like, I don't know, didn't fall in love with it right away. So when I saw them in person at the store, I kind of made my decision. Then I was like, I don't really need these for 16,000 yen. Yeah, like, and my reasoning was kind of stupid too. Dole, do you remember?
Was it you didn't want to like start a new collection or something, wasn't it?
No, it was like Sofubi. I like it because they remind me of toys from like when I was younger, right? From like the 80s and 90s. So I feel like it's got to look like a toy. And when I looked at it, I'm like, these look too good. Like it didn't look toyish enough. And I remember saying that in the group chat, and it was either you or Yoko. He's like, you just can't please a Star Wars fan, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm part of the I'm part of the problem.
Yeah.
Giving us a bad name, but yeah. So I passed on that, but I ended up getting bear bricks. I was gonna get 2 bear bricks. They were 1,000 yen each. And then when I looked, when they grabbed me 2 little ones, and I saw they came in a whole sleeve like this. So you can get an unopened sleeve of 12. So I'm like, all right, just give me the whole sleeve because it's 6. I don't want to get duplicates. So from not wanting to spend 160 Canadian dollars on a Sofubi that I didn't really love, I ended up spending $120. But I'll have 2 sets of bear bricks, hopefully. But these look pretty good. Oh, their designs.
Hang on, let's embiggen you. Oh, that's me.
Oh, here.
Oh, there we go.
I think these designs look pretty good. In general, bear bricks to me, the ears standing out don't work well, but making it look like a toy, a collectible, I think this one, I was like, yeah, let's grab these. These are cool. So I grabbed that, and I don't know when I'm going to open them.
Well, I know someone else who loves bear bricks. Yoko McCann is here.
What an intro.
I got my. Wait, am I here? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't think to test my equipment. I got the bear brick too. Wait, I unboxed them when I was there to save space, and I filmed it, but it didn't turn out so well. So I don't know if I'm going to use it. But do you want to see them, like in the flesh?
We do.
Flesh?
Yeah. In the plastic flesh online. Let's see it.
Yep.
I bought 6. Wait, should I spoil it?
No, if you're gonna show them now, just show us.
Don't spoil it.
Just show. Well, 1/6 shooter got the 3PO bear brick.
Where are my chats? Here they are. Okay.
Trevor, you should have bought the whole set. That's why I didn't want to take a chance. Okay. Also, Yoko, what does it mean that it says bear brick chase?
Because there's a chase. I think because there's a chase in there.
Ooh.
Sorry, 1/6.
This Vader? She's like, this Vader?
This Vader? Yeah.
Cold-blooded, Yoko.
Yeah, that was.
Only been here 45 seconds.
That was a rough one. Oh, nice.
That looks really good. That's a great stormtrooper.
Right. And for me, like I came in later than you guys, right? On Friday?
Yep.
And then it was still the show. Wait, it opened at 9. It was probably 10:30 by the time I decided to brave the line. And it still took me 30 minutes to get through. And I went and hid in my friend's booth at Figpin for like half an hour. And then I was like, oh, I guess I should do something since I'm here. And I immediately went to Medicom and bought stuff. Then I went to the booth next to it and bought stuff.
That's funny.
And then then it all begun.
It's a great. They had a great looking booth though. Like they have the 400% size bear bricks on display too.
Yeah.
All of their Mafex figures on display.
Yep.
They had
the bear bricks look so fun all together, right? Like I keep that Ahsoka one was I think like hard to get. And Ahsoka's only the 400% and 1,000%, I think, but they don't have her in this size.
So sorry, explain to me one more time. These are all chases?
No, but I think there's at least one chase in there.
And what would it be? Like, it's a different character?
I think they just call this that's what they call their line. So I mean, I can spoil it for you, or I can show you when I get to it.
All right, show me when you get to it.
TIE Fighter pilot, and because they do the blind box bear bricks too, but I don't think those are called chases. I think there's like it's like they have like a series, bear brick series, whatever. Here's my favorite personally. R2.
Ooh,
little Arthur.
Little Arthur.
That's a nice silver paint finish on that too.
I like when the character's ears doesn't work, they just clear it, like make it clear.
Right.
Ooh.
Right. The gold. This is very shiny and pretty.
Oh, come on. 1/6 shooter. That's the one to get. I understand we all love Darth Vader, but that's the one.
Who doesn't love gold?
Right?
Oh, I should put it next to my gold file. Very shiny and pretty.
Yeah.
And so I had a conference on this with RMD and Richie. Those hype beasts.
Yes.
We were trying to figure out.
Shout out to RMD also.
Yeah.
We've discovered there are at least 2 Boba Fetts. And I believe this one is actually the chase. And you know what? The only reason I want to post my subpar quality unboxing video is because I dropped this one when I opened it.
That makes it par, right? Above par.
Yeah. So
shout out to Ernie.
Yeah. There's one that's like, I don't know which Boba Fett is which Boba Fett, but I think one is Empire, one is the other one.
Book?
Is that too heavy for you? You keep Is that too heavy for you? You keep your arm is wavering. There you go.
No, because I'm just trying to show him.
Okay.
Yeah. And she's been cleaning all day.
I've been cleaning all last couple hours. So that's the bear bricks.
Oh, it's very good. It's very good. Do you want to see the art that I got?
Yeah, please do. Please show it.
Oh, hi, Yoko. There we go. All right. So this is the one I got from Mr. James Mulligan, I got
Wow.
this Japanese style Princess Leia print. He was nice enough to give me the last one. I tried to go back to his booth and just buy more, but I couldn't get even close to his booth because it was crazy busy the whole weekend. But he also did one of Luke and Han. But those also, all of these sold out day one. Wasn't sure if he was going to make more prints or not. But this is gorgeous.
Yeah, and he's a Disney style artist too.
Yeah, so he does fine art for Disney. So he'll do like Disney big painted Disney prints of like the princesses, and he did one of all the Yoko will know the name of this. Those plush animals from Disney Sea. Duffy?
Miffy?
Duffy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, who's Miffy then? Is that a different?
Miffy is the bunny. Sorry, hold on. I don't want to get you. Miffy is the bunny, the little white bunny.
Right.
Yeah.
Not Disney. Like it's their own IP. Miffy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but he's done like paintings of those. So he had prints of those characters, which apparently he was selling like crazy as well. So it was, yeah. So he does a lot. He does well in the con circuit. I will tell you that. I pre-ordered this print from the Star Wars Celebration, I guess, like the gallery that they do.
Right.
This one is from Seth Groves. I bought the Queen Amidala gold foil. Looking out the window.
Man, it's a good one.
It's like that. I got to go get frames this weekend. That's what I got to go do. And he also had exclusive trading cards there. So he had different ones for different days. They were free and only limited to 100 if you were like one of the first people there. So this is the one that I got from him on the day I went to go pick mine up.
Whoa.
Which is Darth Talon.
Man, I feel like I missed out on so much already.
Right. So he had it all signed in the back. Look at that.
So he gave out free cards, all individually autographed?
Yeah, 3 of 3.
Incredible.
Right. And I got one of the autographed ones. So this is super cool. And again, too, right? Like everyone kind of said the con felt small, but there was like enough there to do and see all 3 days.
That's fair. Yeah.
Because
if you think of how much smaller it is compared to San Diego Comic-Con, right? In terms of convention physical size. Yeah, it's smaller, but not everything in SDCC is something I want to see, right? But I'm there for Star Wars, and this is all Star Wars. So I guess it's a quality over quantity type case.
Right. Yeah, I think so too. Winger Lose is asking, Doell, how do you keep your prints from not being crushed in your luggage? Crazy thing. The last day I was like, oh my God, I can't find a tube. I thought I was in Japan and I could just find tubes willy-nilly easy.
Typical foreigners.
I know.
Tube ignorant.
However, I was able to get 2 pieces of cardboard that I just sandwiched them in between and then just packed clothes in between them. So they all kept nice and pristine the whole way I traveled there. So or traveled back, I guess. And so everything worked out. Getting my prints back all nice and flat and crisp and clean.
Well, Yoko loaned me one of her cases from her collection to put in. They usually fit a vintage collection figure, which I failed to bring with me. But luckily, earlier in the week, we went to Sanrio Land, and like Japanese stores, it's very popular to play these lottery games, right? They'll have a set of products on a poster, and there's like big prizes, and then there's little small ones, and you buy a ticket and you get a chance to see which prize you get. You're guaranteed a prize, but it's a lottery system. So I won this Hangi Udon plastic case, and it was the perfect size. First of all, he looks really cool and his octopus, but it was perfect for this.
Ooh,
kept this pristine on my journey.
Nice. Yeah, I got a signed Jar Jar Binks. I got Ahmed Best, man.
Poster or photo
Autograph.
or toy?
Autograph.
Sweet.
That's what I went for. That's a good photo. That's a good print to pick.
Yeah, that's the one. There were a lot of sequel photos which looked almost too CG, if that
Right.
makes sense. This feels real, right? This was tangible. They also had one that was like a black and white shot, but it was with stormtroopers, so everything looked white in the photo.
Right.
And it didn't really stand out, so I went with this one, which is still pretty great too.
That's a good one. It would have been cool if he had a picture of 3PO sitting in the Star Tours cockpit.
It's very specific.
It's very specific. Yeah, that would have been totally fun. How did you find the like Yoko? Did you get any autographs?
No, I didn't. I didn't feel like there was anyone I wouldn't get a chance to see here.
Right.
I felt like Ahmed Best was one that rarely does conventions.
Yeah. And I don't know that he's one I would get anyway, so.
Jar Jar Binks, man.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm really...
autographs are mostly what? Clone Wars, Rebels.
Yeah. I guess that's fair. Yeah. I kind of regret not spending the extra $100 and not getting my Jar Jar Binks tongue sucker signed.
If you were going to get something signed by him, I mean...
That has to be it.
Yeah.
Right? I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Hang on. There's a couple super chats we should probably acknowledge on here as well. Would love to see the Ray side on here. Yes. And then she can teach us all how to do sound effects.
What does she do? The pod race?
The pod race. It's so good.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I saw
yeah. She's so good. It was that was the clincher for me when Paul shared that. And I was like, yep, she's cool. That is it is super fun. Also from Plastic Bubble, another $1.99. Thank you so much. Yoko, what did you buy for Ernie?
I bought him a Clue and let him buy his own Ronin 2-pack on Amazon.
Nice.
Oh, you sent him a link.
Yeah, I sent him a link.
Hey, for those who don't know about the Ronin 2-pack, it was huge.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I have mine downstairs.
Yeah, the box was massive, and quite frankly, I think the box is the best part.
Yeah, I think they put extra care into giving it like the extra artwork, the backdrop on the inside, and it's removable, right? Separate from the box.
Yeah.
Like the inner box. So yeah, it's a nice touch. And the only thing different between the con one and the one on Amazon is just the language for the copyright and stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah, the con one is just in Japanese, and North America ones is whatever language they have to put on. But it was crazy. Yeah, in multiple languages. So yeah, it was crazy that Amazon had a bunch and people were getting it while we were still at the con, or while I was still in Japan. I think Saturday.
Yeah. People were probably getting it before we were.
They got it Ernie got his the same day, right? Like he ordered, and you whatever however it translated for us in Japan. Like he bought it at 9 a.m. and it was delivered that night to him.
Hey, you know what? I think that's garbage.
Yeah. Well, all right. Let me finish your point, and then I'll agree whether if it's garbage or not.
Okay. I think that I know this sucks for us who don't get to always go to conventions. This also applies to New York City Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, anything like that. I know we all love getting exclusives, but there's a part of me that even though when I miss out on the exclusives, I kind of wish they were still exclusive. Like you got to be there to get it. And then maybe down the road later on, like maybe 2-3 weeks, a month later, they can be like, hey, we got leftovers. We'll put them on Pulse or put them wherever. The idea that like people can get them that aren't even there, that didn't even decide, that didn't even make the trek.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I feel like I know this totally sounds like gatekeeping, But what I'm just saying is I think those who weren't there should just have to wait a little bit. I'm not saying they shouldn't be able to get it. I'm just thinking that they should maybe have to.
It was a little bit different, right? Like I think the ones in Japan had Japanese writing on the box, and these didn't.
Okay, so they were. The Amazon ones were completely they were not completely different, but
just the package. Yeah,
no.
the words on the
Just
package. I have not even opened my Amazon box. I cannot say firsthand, but I believe that's what I heard.
There's an upside, and that is people who ask you to get that for them, right? You can just say no, get it on Amazon. Then that takes the burden off of me, right?
Exactly
so
what I did.
That's the upside. The downside is I'm here. I want to get it first, and I do want to gatekeep and rub it in everyone's faces. Like, ha ha ha! I have this before you.
Right.
You know, you should have been here, type of deal. So there is that aspect to it because it is an exclusive. But I get it, and I'm just playing it up a little. But like, yeah, if you let people know you can, these might be available later on somewhere else.
It should have been after the show. I agree.
Yeah, that still gives me time to be like to flex on everybody else. Because why else would you buy exclusives?
Yeah.
No,
do you sort of saying and they were cheaper?
I don't think they were.
They were
cheaper. On Amazon, they were.
It was 15,000 yen, wasn't it, in person?
Yeah.
Which is 150 Canadian dollars approximately.
Yeah.
And so Canadian Amazon is like, what was it, like $90?
Yeah.
It was 70. It was 70 US on Amazon.
So 70 US. Let's say they do a direct translation of the currency there. That's like 110. It's still cheaper than getting it there, lugging home whatever size box that is.
Yeah, because it is large. Almost the size of a hot toy.
Yeah, I think it's like 168ers agreeing. Like, the Hasbro thing was BS. People traveled and stood in line on Friday for 2 hours, and then they drop it. They
did cap the lines, and I did have a couple friends who were like, "Oh, I got to get into that line on Saturday," but then Friday night I sent them the link, and they're like, "Great, thank you. I don't have to go line up. That's one thing off my checklist." So,
right,
what argument can you make when there's so many ups and pros and cons for it? And then if you're the retailer, like, what should I do? Like, if you go to San Diego,
right,
and I've said this in the past, I want to get my exclusive in hand instead of giving me a QR code to order it later or something like that, right? But also, it does, if you don't want to line up, you didn't have the chance to get it, you still have another opportunity. So it's hard to say. How do you make that choice?
I wouldn't have waited in line for it, right? But since I had the link, I bought it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
Right?
I didn't wait in line.
Mostly, and I was happy to not have to put it in my suitcase because my suitcase was already 9 pounds overweight coming back.
Oh,
was it really?
It was. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's all those Ewoks, right?
Yeah. Those are in my. No, I hand carried my precious Ewok babies home.
Yeah.
Hey, you come with me.
Yeah. These ones come on the plane with me, and I'm just gonna stare at them for 9 hours on the flight.
Yeah. They're pretty freaking cute.
They are pretty cute. I got one too. If I can get it out. Maybe I can't. I think it's stuck there forever. It's stuck in this pile forever. I don't know how I'm gonna lift it out. I did get this though.
I didn't even know that existed.
The Star Wars Celebration program.
Yeah, I swear it was not there when I went to the store.
How much is that program? I probably would have bought that if I knew
how much it was. I think it was like $20.
Yeah, I would buy that.
But it was totally worth it because they had a whole bunch of behind the scenes.
Oh, what the hell?
Of the convention. They were talking about. There's a thing about the Star Wars Celebration in 2008. Talking about the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith, which, by the way, hope we're all going to it this weekend. There's a big thing on the Disney parks here as well. So it's got the all the so it's got big spreads on that, big things on. It shows you all the merch that they had in the store, and it had profiles on all the artists, featured artists, and all their artwork. So
was
if you
that
missed,
available in the store?
it was available in the store.
Dang.
Right,
Because
so
I
it has.
completely missed my appointment.
But I swear
Yeah.
it was not available all of the time in the store.
Otherwise, you
Not all
probably
of
would
the
have got it.
not all of the things were available in the store at all of the times, even on the
Yeah.
first day.
Here's a big gallery of all the Japanese posters for Star Wars. It is pretty cool.
We get it. It's cool.
Yeah, I know. Just
Quit rubbing it
shut up
in.
about the book.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Who reads on a live stream anyway?
Yeah, who reads it? I do.
Yeah, you do. You're notorious for that. But who reads? Period.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess still me.
Yeah, I mean, after all that of getting my appointment for the Celebration store, I don't know, because I was racing to get to my autograph session, because in the app it shows Anthony Daniels and then different time slots. And some time slots were the autographs, some were the photos, but I didn't know how else it worked. I just had the QR code that Ryan helped me get, and I thought you had to go and reserve a time slot, but it's literally like, come to this time slot and wait.
Oh, I didn't have to wait.
or
I
show up
walked
early.
right in. In fact, I even walked into the store a half an hour before my time, because people were saying, "Oh, get there early anyways," because there's still probably going to be a line for the 4 o'clock time slot. So I get there at 3:30, and they were just like, "Come on in." So I was in the store a half an hour before my time slot. But man, they needed to do something about that store, because as you probably all saw, there was like, what, 8-hour waits?
8
Wait,
hours?
Kev was talking about his autograph sign.
Oh, your
signing.
autographs. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, my autograph, I
Right?
eventually got it. I sat in line,
Yeah.
but because I went to that and I was so focused on getting there on time, and I filmed something at Jazzwares, I was in line for Anthony Daniels, and I'm like, shoot, my Celebration store appointment was half an hour ago. And so that's how I missed it.
Yeah.
To get to the store.
No, mine was 4 o'clock on Friday, which as soon as I booked that time, I knew it was a mistake, but there's no do-overs at that point, right?
right.
But you couldn't get it earlier, right? By the time you got in
No,
the
but I
queue.
would have been better off getting Saturday morning or even
Saturday
Sunday
morning.
morning.
Yeah.
Because they restocked every day.
Yeah.
But
True.
so it's like when I went, there was nothing there but t-shirts. Because the t-shirts they're just printing like constantly, right?
Right.
Oh, that's true.
So when I went in, they had pretty much everything except for coffee mugs for whatever reason, and the hoodies. All the hoodies were gone. But I was able to, because I got a hat, I got the shirts I wanted, I got the chopstick set. I think Steve got his sake set.
I did see the sake set. That was
it was pretty cool. Yeah, and I didn't even know about the program, and then I was on the way to the till, and there it was on the shelf, and I was like, yoink!
Was it there with the pins? I wonder. I feel like I would have seen it if it was there. There was nothing else.
Right. Yeah. Like they had a lot of the pins restocked too when I was there. So there was a lot there, and it wasn't crazy busy. Because I think I don't know how they were doing it, but I know I had a lot of a space to look at things, and I didn't feel like I was in a rush when I was in there.
Mm-hmm.
The size of the packaging for this pin, however, is ridiculous, right?
What the hell? What else? What's back there?
It's the easel, I think, is what they're. It still seems a little too large. I mean, because
easels fold.
It's a little wooden easel that'd be really easy to break.
Yeah, that looks like a couple of toothpicks glued together.
Way too big. But
shut up, Tommy bought like 20 of them.
He did. But look at how gorgeous it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I got the R2 and 3PO one with the cherry blossoms.
Oh, me too. I have them right there.
I grabbed that one.
I regret not buying more of them.
Same here. I bought the Princess Leia t-shirt, but I regret not getting more of the pins, like the Sabine pin and the Asajj Ventress.
They didn't have those as pins.
What?
Yeah.
Well, then I don't
You
feel
think I would
so
have walked
bad.
away without Sabine? Yeah, no.
You think? Well, you said everything was sold out, so maybe you would
Well,
have.
but they had the pins. They had the pins, which I think like the pins were fresh off the boat.
You are a fob.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I can't say that.
I came on a plane.
Yeah. See, those
Illegally.
are great. Like these are
Right? Like it's
they're beautiful.
and you're the Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
And
Yeah,
I
that's
forgot his name in the middle
that
of his name.
second word.
And,
Obi what?
Obi what? Obi what?
and the Mando
Kenobi?
and the Mando one, like that, that yours that Tommy has for you, look awesome too. But
Yeah.
they are really nice, and the easels are cute. But like, if they were like, I think the size of them kept me from committing to buying more right there. Right when I saw how big they were, I was like, oh
Yeah.
and they're like $40, right? They doesn't have the price on there. I think they were about $40 US,
Damn.
right?
Yeah.
30,
They were
40?
they were not cheap. That's why I only
Yeah.
got the one as well.
Yeah,
I was like,
and
if
you,
I'm gonna
you
get
didn't
one.
realize from that until like didn't it look like I thought it was going to be a flat 2D pin.
Like a printed on pin.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
and
I didn't notice until
they
now.
undersold the how nice it was going to look for sure.
I think
beforehand.
so too. I think that's one of like the shining gems of surprises out of the Celebration store were those pins.
Yeah, and the shirt, like I could have bought everything with the art on it, honestly. But
Yep, same
art was
here.
so
I
good.
scored somebody's 4-day pass at the end of the Sunday, so
Yeah.
now I got one of each of the 3-day passes, or the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and a 4-day pass, just to collect more art.
For the artwork, yeah, that's cool, man. I think there's a kids there's a kids 3-day pass too.
Yeah.
There is
that had Mando and Grogu, and I don't know if they had individual like different artwork for kids passes for each.
They did.
single
One of
day.
them was Sabine. One of the kids passes.
Oh right, yeah, mine was my kids had the Sabine one.
Right, and then I know the special guest pass was Princess Leia.
Very cool.
So like Rosario Dawson got one, and I'm pretty sure she doesn't need one. So Rosario, if you're watching, feel free to send me your Princess Leia pass. I'm okay with that.
So much better than my Toronto Comic-Con passes, where it's just the guy who wrote touring around in Sharpie.
Touring around.
Or yeah, God, that was terrible. I was like, why is there a number in this?
Yeah.
There's a 2 in there.
No, it was cool. I don't know how they're gonna have to, like, every celebration. I don't know if it was like this in 2015, Kevin, but every celebration I've been to, there's been a store lineup problem.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like you get there early, you wait all day, you might not even get in, which was the same thing with the screen printed t-shirts. I don't know if you guys heard about the hoopla with that, because they were doing screen printing at the ticket booth.
It was supposed to be the incentive to pick up your tickets early.
Right. Yeah. Go there, and then you can go buy a $55 t-shirt that's screen printed on the spot. And they were screen printing them right there. And people were getting there at 6 a.m. It opened at 8 a.m. to go pick up your passes, I think it was 8 a.m. or 9.
Yeah.
And people were there at 6 a.m. and still were like, we might not get them. So they could be there from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. and still not get a shirt.
Well, screen printing with all those colors is a long process, isn't it?
Well, why wouldn't you start?
Apparently.
Yeah, why wouldn't you start a month ago?
I don't know, because you have to screen on and scrape on each layer of color. And I'm assuming you have to let it dry after too.
Yeah, you have to let it dry. The whole, it's a process, and it's but even with that, even with the store, I just feel like after all these years, they would have figured out how to fix the problem.
Yeah.
And they still haven't. And I keep trying to think to myself, like, okay, instead of just complaining about it, what would I do? And I don't know. I still feel like maybe they should do two stores and make triple the merch. Like, I don't,
or a bigger store.
Just
I mean,
or
they
make
had
the
more space in
convention
there,
the store.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, next to Hasbro, there was a lot of empty space in that corner. They could have, I don't know, added more
Yeah, but
things.
it
But I
got
mean, but
crammed more
where
things.
the store was, even they could have expanded that space. You
Okay.
know?
Yeah.
Never made it.
I think so
Oh
too.
yeah, that's right. You never made it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't know, I don't know. It was pretty, especially because it was it was outside and across the street and like down the block, right? So it was like a bit of a walk to get
Yeah.
there.
Oh, okay.
So for me, it was really disheartening to get there, make the trek over with my stuff. There was nothing there, and like not only was there nothing there, people had trashed it. You know, Japan is a very clean country, right? All the
Yeah.
garbage in the country, I think, was in this store. Like,
Oh no.
yeah, people just left behind their drinks and their snack, like, you know, food garbage and stuff
I
like
hate
that on
that.
all the shelves, and it just
Same.
like killed my vibe immediately.
I hate that when
walking in
people
there,
do it here, like leave a
right?
Tim Hortons coffee cup on the shelf. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell's wrong with you?
So I mean, I don't
It's
know,
just-
that like just it turned me off completely. I was like, all right, let me get my couple shirts and I'll go.
I could see where,
But-
but I think that's
yeah.
the thing too. It's just like there needs to be. I don't know. It's because Star Wars fans are crazy when it comes to merch, and Star Wars fans get even crazier when it comes to exclusive merch.
Yep.
Right? Like once you throw the word exclusive on Star Wars, like that's it. Everyone just foams at the mouth and goes crazy. Kevin, what is this?
I got these connecting prints from the Hasbro booth.
What? I didn't even know those were there.
I didn't know either. Good thing I knew
I'm
somebody.
texting Ryan Ting right now.
So there's Ronan and his droid right there, and it connects to Luke and Leia. This art style is pretty nice too.
Cute, actually.
And
Yeah,
then
it's super cute.
it gets even
Their
better.
booth was really nice.
Look at
Like
that.
it has
Whoa.
There's 3 in a row. What does this say? Star Wars
Says
celebration.
man,
Okay.
I want that. Where? If I know somebody at Hasbro, they're getting text messages right now. Angry ones.
Yeah,
All
this
caps.
is really cool.
Yeah.
So I got to find a frame for this too.
Oh, that's so mad right now.
The
It
way they
looks
did
like-
Hasbro is a little weird, though.
They did what?
The way they did Hasbro in that corner is a little weird.
Yeah, like I don't understand why they did the graffiti. Oh, that corner or the other corner?
Yeah. No, that one, because it's not like, you know, it's not the right direction.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, because
it's still for the white people because they still wouldn't get it. What is Asb? Like they just wouldn't. They'd be so confused.
interesting art choice, but overall, this is a cool piece.
It is very cool.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so mad. So mad that I missed that.
This is
Sure.
this graffiti is it took seeing a few people wearing this t-shirt for me to realize, like, oh, that says Hasbro graffiti style.
Which isn't necessarily what you want when it comes to your brand name, but you know.
Yeah. What does
Yeah.
this say?
Star Wars is it?
Okay, there you go.
Celebration.
Very, very cool.
It is very cool. Yeah, dude, that's sweet.
But you did mention their booth was really nice. It's nicer than like SDCC booths that I've been
Yeah.
to. You know why? I think it's because it's more spacious. Things were more spaced out. I guess it's also only
Their
one
booth,
brand.
Yeah.
Right.
But they also had a really cool display of the Jedi, the tree, right at the temple.
Yep.
Mhm.
I
So
thought, yeah, dude. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's cool. Yeah, there's that photo op, and then right next to it is all of their role play helmets
Yeah.
on display. Like it was like 10 across, six rows of helmets, and it looked really, really good. So I feel like they had more space to work with, and it did.
And then
look
they were doing
cluttered.
like lightsaber training right there too.
Yes, lightsaber
Yep.
training.
The others, yeah, and then I just liked how they had everything set up where they had so they're displaying all the new stuff. So they got all the new stuff on that one side.
Yep.
Got to see the bantha, and and then they showed all the other stuff on the other side that's not released yet, but they've already like presented. So we got to see in person the Carson Teva figure.
Yes.
Very, very important. Which I thought was really fitting that they put it right below the Hera figure. Pretty sure they did that on purpose. They know.
Suggestive.
Storytelling.
Storytelling. Yep. That's what it is. The Return to Tatooine. Those two hooking up. And then I don't think that was on Tatooine. But anyways, I digest. But then they had like everything from the vintage, and I like that they had all the HasLabs.
Yes.
Display.
They even had they had the katana on display.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome. It was a great booth, and plus getting to geek out with Melody and Chris.
Yep.
Not Melody. Emily. Yeah. Emily and Chris. Like, it was just like the three of us just getting to hear the Star Wars team not talk off a script and being told to like, you can kind of tell like when they have to like do what Disney says, like you have to phrase things in a weird way. When you get to hear them talk like real people and just geek out and just be excited and get to hear what they're collecting, what they're hunting for Star Wars wise, it really puts that like it put them in a really good perspective, because I kind of understood what they have to go through when doing a fan first, because it can't be easy, especially when you're doing Star Wars and Disney. Like that's got to be so hard. I'm sure the microscope is on you, and the Eye of Sauron from Disney is also on you, just so you don't say anything you shouldn't.
I see you.
Yeah. And so it's getting to talk to them and they just feel more relaxed and more natural. It was just really nice. And I was already supportive of them, and it just made me even more supportive that these are the right people on the brand. It was great. It was great. I don't know. It was a great booth.
They're super nice. Yeah.
Got to talk to some of the original team from the Kenner days from 77. They were there too.
Right.
So got to see some of those guys and just people that used to work at Hasbro. They were there. It was cool. I don't know, man. That was a really fun booth, and got to have some really just fun, geeky conversations. I think that's another great perk that I love about Star Wars Celebration is just everyone's just there. Everyone's happy. Everyone's just excited to be just a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Like the toxicity stays at home. So
I think that's a good thing about any convention, the in-person conversation and meeting people face to face, right? That's the kind of magic behind something like that. So that's why when we go to different conventions and see people who you've chatted with online before,
right,
and meeting them for the first time, it's so much fun, right? Just that experience in person.
Yeah, and it's also weird at the same time, because it's like you've already felt like you've been hanging out with this person forever, but now you're just in person. Like Geek Dad life, Jay, right? Like getting to meet him in person for the first time.
Wait, that was the first time for you?
Yep, first time for him.
Nice.
Same with Dan Larson. That's the first time I met Dan Larson as well. Was at the convention.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know that. I met Dan. He's a tall dude. I didn't expect him to be so tall.
Yeah, he's like 6'8". He could have been a wrestler, I think, if he wanted to be. So is but he's like one of the nicest guys.
Yeah,
and he's just super chill, and he's he knows what he's got. He knows the platform he has. He's not oblivious to it either. And it was great, and he sat with Yoko, RMD, and myself during the photographers panel that 1/6 Shooter was there. He was part of that panel. I don't even think that we even got to Trevor's because they kind of talked about everybody's stuff and did breakdowns of photos, and I think we only got to 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like that's because there was just a lot to talk about. I don't think
they accounted for the translation time, so like everything was in English, and then everything was also translated in Japanese, so you're hearing everything twice. Well, some of us are hearing everything twice. Yeah.
doubling the time. Yeah, I during the Hasbro panel, I'm like, the person who signs, for sign language, I'm like, how did they do it for the crazy Star Wars names? I guess phonetically, I don't know, but
They just do it.
they just do it. So there was
Hang on,
really cool.
We're adding one more person to this stream.
Oh, who could it be?
Who could it be? Just to make sure, we've got Paul.
What's up, nerds?
Hey,
hey! Still talking about Japan? I get it. You all went and had a great time.
You came to this stream.
Had to stay behind and experience FOMO. Nice glasses, nerd. Look at you. Where you go to Japan and all of a sudden you're super smart?
I got these in Japan.
I didn't get your glasses. I was just going to ask.
Did you
These
get
are
your
from
haircut
Japan.
in Japan too? Look at
No.
that. Holy crap, dude, man. That's like coming back from the Bahamas and having your hair in like tight braids.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you do.
Is that the equivalent? I don't think that's the
what
equivalent.
it is, basically.
Goes to Jamaica one time and I come back with cornrows.
That's right. That's right. Hello, Yoko.
Hi, Paul.
How are you?
I am great. Gun to my head. I am great.
Ryan.
Hi.
My friend, how are you?
Good. Did your army of men bring you all your hot toys?
I got a couple of hot toys. Yes, I did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How's Anna doing?
She's great. She's very happy.
Oh,
very happy. So happy,
Excellent.
especially when my mule showed up with a big bag full of goodies. And yeah, Yoko, you're right. Those pins, those are ridiculous cases.
Right?
They're gigantic.
Yeah.
It's
Probably
like,
could have been
Even
half
this out.
size.
Don't leave me up on here. This is
Oh,
weird.
you don't want to be
I
in
feel like
big?
Yoko. No. Paul came in shouting at me, so I don't need to be.
Yeah.
But
Is
no,
that-
we were just talking about the panel for the toy photography.
oh yeah, okay. Who's running it?
Yoko says that they're friends, but I don't believe them.
Susan,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Susan
why
is
would
the
you not
moderator.
believe that? Of all
Because
things?
Yoko's like waving at her and she's like looking at her like, do I know you?
No.
Okay.
Susan and Richie both waved back to me, and Doell's like, they don't know you. Quit embarrassing
They're
yourself.
waving at me. They
Yeah.
recognize me from Toy Anxiety.
Oh yeah.
So rude.
Nose Rain I know of, and 1-6
Yeah.
shooter, of course.
Yes, he's in the chat. Trevor.
Excellent. Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Very,
Yeah.
very cool. Yes.
So
Trevor's
they,
like-
they
I
what
hope
did
this
they
is her
talk about?
name. Like, is this how she's described? Oh no, host moderator. I was hoping it was gonna be just Susan, formerly of Sideshow.
No.
That would have been great.
Susan is a very nice girl and big Star Wars fan. Big nerd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was very apparent.
She now does marketing for Elhofer Design, which that sweater she's wearing is from them.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
geeky clothing. Yeah.
I met her in San Diego too.
But,
So
man,
did they just go up and talk about just show photos and break it down and techniques, or like how did it really go? Because I didn't get to go.
I was shocked because I said this to Richie's face. So I don't feel bad saying it here, but like I was shocked that they had a huge line to get into their panel. You know,
Oh, that is offensive. Yeah, I would.
But do you know what I mean? Like, you know, their stage
No,
is
I
like
get
the
it.
furthest one out, right? And
well, plus
but
there was
I-
two other big panels at the same time.
yeah, and like there was a big lineup to get it. It was a full house, which was amazing, right? So
Yeah.
it was a full room for them. And I expected you guys to have a good crowd, Trevor, but I didn't expect, you know, a line half an hour before.
Shocking.
No, you know.
Yeah.
But like in a you know, it was a good shock. And then the crowd was super into it. You know, everybody had.
Oh, that's
questions.
awesome.
Oh, there was
Yeah.
tons of questions.
Yeah.
Anyone have a question? Bang! The lineup just
Yeah.
went
Yeah.
crazy really fast, and a lot of people just aspiring toy photographers.
Yeah. And
Asking
not just
for,
hygiene, right? Like it was a mix of people in
it
there.
was a-
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
one guy had to go through the translator to like
Yeah.
it was really
Yeah.
cool, and it was really nice to see that people were that excited about toy photography, and of course they had like four of the best
Yeah.
right there. So when you see their stuff, like you know, some of it looks like it's pulled right out of like it looks like it's pulled out of the movie, but it's done in that style of like this is somebody's like painting more or less. That's what it looks like. And it was gorgeous
The
to see.
intro
And
video was really nice too. I wonder if you guys are going to post that somewhere. because I thought that was a nice video.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was a really good panel, and it was a lot of fun, and just seeing.
Yeah, it is too bad it felt it got rushed, right? Though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you feel like it got rushed?
Because it ended prematurely, because of the because I think we were saying this just as you jumped on, is they didn't account for the translator, so they're repeating everything, right? So everything took a little bit longer to get through, all the introductions, all the bios, all the the build-up questions and everything. So
we have to get through all of Trevor's credits. That's why. There's too many.
Yeah.
You may have seen his photography in Four Horsemen and all these Kickstarters, and then translate that into Japanese. And
I will say the translation was spot on. Like the guy didn't skip over anything in the translations. Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, shout out to the volunteers at Celebration. Did a hell of a job. They did great. Paul, did you watch any of the stuff from home?
I watched as much as I possibly could.
Anything stand out?
Well, I mean, obviously it's all the stuff that gets smuggled out. The sneak peeks that no one is supposed to be you're recording or leaking onto the internet. And of course, those are the first things that go up. And like the greedy whore I am, because I'm not there, I'm like, oh, I must see some of this footage, forbidden footage, which I know is bad, but it's like once you put pee in the pool, you can't get it out. So I might as well, if I'm in the water, I might as well take a big gulp, right? Yeah. So that was a really bad example. It's late night. It's for those of you out there, it is past 11 o'clock at night, and it's been a full day for me. No, but I mean it's out there, and it's like I'm feeling FOMO. All my friends are there. There's nobody to play with, so I'm gonna, I'm gonna watch the forbidden video. So some of the leak footage is great. It's so bad of me to say that. Some of the leaked footage was actually quite good. I didn't get a chance to see. I mean, obviously, it would have been fun. I did feel much envy about the 1/6 scale, the photography panel discussions. The Andor panel, I would have loved to have been able to, especially now having watched the first 3 episodes of season 2, would have been really, really fun to sort of be a part of. Of course, Mandalorian and Grogu, man, I would have given whatever to have been there. And there is that definite sense of missing out. It's like,
hey, would you given anything? Would you given maybe a big swallow of your pride and just gone as a fan?
We talked about this. No, we talked about this, and it's a big thing because your ego takes a big hit when you go, because then you're answering, like, everybody's saying, why aren't you up there? Oh, you're here. Why aren't you there? Why aren't you there? You should be there. You should. And it's like, how do I answer that?
Right.
Yeah.
How can you possibly answer that without?
I get it, but I was also just a little salty bitch when I was like, why isn't Paul just here? Paul should just be here. Like, Paul could be standing here in line with me for Hot Toys.
Yeah, then I didn't have to wear that. Then you didn't have to make me wear that Carson Teva t-shirt when I was there.
Yeah, we both wore it the same day.
And then we thought he was, and then for a second we thought he was there.
First of all, Yoko, that guy's like 1,000 years older than I am. Okay.
Look.
So it's not even like I'm looking going, Yoko, that's spreading rumors.
Tommy's the one that went chasing him down.
Yeah,
Tommy's like, oh, here,
children, for God's sake.
They were a family. It's 3 generations. It was,
it was I'm not
cute.
that old, Yoko.
Yeah.
I look old, but I'm not. I have to grow this for work. Okay.
Yeah. Do you see that? Hang
Paul,
on. I got a photo with
big
Paul
fan
too.
of yours. Calm down.
Hang on. I also got a photo with Paul.
Jesus Christ.
Look at that.
Look at that. That's amazing, though.
There was more than one. There was another guy who was cosplaying as you, and it wasn't the 1,000-year-old man. It was another guy. So there was more than one Carson Teva cosplayer.
I'm not disparaging anybody who cosplayed as Carson Teva. What I took umbrage to was Yoko saying, "Oh, look, Paul was here after all," thinking the oldest guy.
I'll be honest. I think I got a bigger kick out of this guy that looks like Toy Rensu, though. And then I was like, Paul could be Toy Rensu's dad, right?
Oh, there's TK right there.
And I don't know, the grandson kind of looks like Kev's kid, so I don't know what's going on over there.
It's a whole.
I'm sharing the photo on on the media share, Ryan.
Oh, nice. Okay.
David Suzuki was at Celebration. Says, Daniel, you can't say that.
Yeah, dude, you're whiter than
Man.
me. You can't say that.
That's racist.
Are we acting like saying this guy is not racist to begin with?
Okay, so Celebration Anaheim. Paul gave us a couple signed trading cards to if we saw any Carson Teva cosplayers. And it got to the point where Steve and I are walking around and we're like, is he dressed as Carson Teva or is he just Asian?
Or is it just an Asian pilot?
Ooh.
So that
That's
became
a tricky game.
It's two white guys now giving out these cards. So now it's like gotta look for the helmet.
You know what that's
because
like?
you didn't have the jacket then. So now the
Right.
jacket makes it easier. But now that there's your helmets out there too, that makes it double easier. But like at that time, you had no merch. So it was like, is he Carson Teva or is he Asian? That was the
That's
game.
a dangerous game.
It was a
it's kinda
dangerous game.
It's like when you watch baseball and they're like, here comes Shohei Ohtani at bat, and the camera just cuts to a random Asian in the crowd, right?
Yes.
And then it's like, all right, hold on. There's like, is he even Japanese? Or you just like, that guy. And we're just gonna there's a producer. It's like camera 3, cut to that guy. Shohei's up to bat. How do you know who's making that call in the booth? That's a dangerous game to play. That's what you were doing.
That's that. I could do that job.
I mean, anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. It's just,
but I would do it really well.
there's subtleties that you have to consider. Is all I'm saying.
So yeah, that was most it. So you have to be extra careful about that here too. Going to Japan, any pilot you see is not Carson Teva.
But hey, man,
a couple of them were.
But a couple of them were. Yep.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really cute to see that. There was a lot of good costumes though too. A lot of great cosplay.
There were, yeah.
Right? Like people went all out.
A lot of creative cosplay.
I think that's the thing. I felt like there was more creative cosplays at this celebration in particular than any other I've been to. Mm-hmm. And I feel like when you go to an American celebration, people are very hung up on accuracy, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's also an amazing talent within itself to be as screen accurate as possible. But you don't see a lot of, even when people get creative, they're still trying to be crazy accurate. Where I find that in Japan, when you had that couple that went as the pod racer, but she's dressed as Sugar Rush from Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh yeah, they were cute. I saw them.
And he's sitting there and he's got both things on his fit. I was like, this is amazing.
That was cute. Yeah.
It's super cute. It's super creative. It's just them doing their thing, or the Loth Cat delivery.
Also genius.
Women.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Mad right? I didn't think of it. Yeah.
Same here. I was like, that's such low-hanging fruit and so obvious.
Yeah. Sailor Jedi.
Sailor Jedi.
Yeah.
All of that. Yeah.
Oh,
there was
cool.
There's a lot of just cool mashups and just
I saw on the Star Wars Instagram, they interviewed that guy. He's like, I'm Bananakin, and it was a guy in a banana suit with a lightsaber. And next to him, he's like, who are you? He's like, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
And he was like a corn husk. So
that's amazing.
The whole time you guys are describing these nice mashups, it's like, I'm Bananakin is going through my head.
Bananakin. I kind of love that.
There was Duck Maul that was going around.
That one was really good.
That was really good. But there's and again too, there's also a lot of crazy accurate stuff too. That Asajj Ventress that was going around. There was some people dressed up as characters from Ronin, from Visions. That also looked amazing. There was a lot there, and it was again, I don't know, man. This convention just doesn't feel like the other celebrations. It feels different and contained in its own way. And that might be because we do get completely different vendors, different styles of cosplay, and just different people are excited for different things. Though I feel like, because when Hayden came out on day one, first thing, you would think that we were in the 1960s and the Beatles just came out.
That was right when I walked onto the floor and I got crushed by that crowd coming in.
Yeah.
And I got stuck in the middle of a group of, I'm not kidding you, 7-foot tall Germans. And I was like they were suddenly around me and I was like, I'm just trying to get through.
No, living the dream, Yoko. Living the dream.
yeah, not in that moment.
Yeah. No.
I was gonna say though, I think people interacted with cosplayers differently at this show too. Where like I saw so many, like a line would form because they wanted photos with them. Like not just photos of them, right? People wanted
photos with them.
Yeah.
They were getting all these long lines.
Oh, that's cool.
That was good. It had me then at that point understand when they were talking about cosplay at the convention before they said like, oh, if you're in cosplay, you can go through the vendor halls. But usually in Japan, if you're going to a convention, they have a cosplay area where people can go and cosplay and get photos taken or do whatever it is they do. But usually you have to go change and then go into the vendor hall because apparently in Japan, it'll create congestion because people stop for photos. And like you said, now I see why.
What's happening.
It sure did. Yeah.
It sure did because people, like you said, there were these long lineups.
Mm-hmm.
You had these couple white women around to slave Leia, and they had lines of dudes that went through the hall. Like it was awesome.
It was great.
It was great. It was great seeing it because it was just like kind of want a photo, but I also don't want to be seen in that line.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was the costumes, and again the vibe there was great because everyone's there to just love it and stuff. Paul, going to go back to you and you watching your leaks. Was there anything in the leaks that you saw? Like, did you see the Ahsoka panel?
Yes, I did watch the Ahsoka panel.
All right, we got to talk about this. I think it's the most important thing to come out of Celebration, more so than the photo of Sigourney Weaver dressed up as a pilot, which is amazing. I think Lothballs are going to be.
I was going to be mad if you said anything else.
Yeah, I think the Lothballs are going to be the most important thing in Star Wars history.
Yeah,
moving forward.
I agree.
Oh, doubling down. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, he's not a dumb man.
No.
Right.
Well, he even made that joke of like, I got to pay for this show somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So
hold on. What am I missing?
Sense.
What
Loth
balls?
Lothballs.
Sabine's cat. We get the return of Sabine's cat, I guess, at some point. I think that's what he implied. But that cat is gonna have kittens.
Okay.
And they're busy and have a bunch of little kids.
It's like,
around.
Sabine's gone. I'm gonna get busy. That's they got the house to myself.
Yep.
Time for some cold pizza and tater tots. We got this. And then the Lothballs, apparently they can't stand because their legs aren't fully formed.
Okay.
And so they're just these big furry cat balls that just roll around and bounce around.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Which I was like, well, the moment the photo came up, you heard the entire because I was at the panel live and everyone there is just, you knew right off the bat, like money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm gonna have to buy merch of this.
All you can hear is the cash register.
Right, yeah.
The sound effect.
Yeah.
There's a guy with a soundboard in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Somebody at Lucasfilm was already like, money.
Yeah.
Like, here we go. Like they knew what they had. And but I also like, even I knew, I was like, oh man, I'm buying this.
Yeah.
Like,
if you're into that kind of stuff.
As soon as Hot Toys makes one, I'm buying it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That year's it's gonna be all the Loth kittens, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
You didn't want any of these, Paul?
What's that?
You didn't ask for any of these guys?
No.
They're so cute.
Yeah.
They're super cute. I bought one.
Bundle
too.
P. Yeah.
This little Stormtrooper helmet. I didn't know which one to get because I wanted all of them. And I was like, no, I only need one of them.
I said that too.
Yeah, and then you bought like 10 of them. You
I
bought
ended up with
doubles
5.
and Wicked.
I ended up with 5 of the 8, and I feel bad for the 3 I didn't get.
Oh, those poor other 3.
But I got the whole case of the vinyls, the little vinyl ones. So.
Right. They had
one of
all
them-
they had all. Did you guys make it to Toy Sapiens before Celebration?
Yeah.
And they had everything, they had all the exclusives on display.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, it was again, Toy Sapien. I thought the place is awesome, dangerous.
Mhm.
I think Steve 3 just about lost his goddamn mind. Because he was so preoccupied. And then Allie showed me the wall of Micro Galaxy Squadron, and she was about to wave down Steve, and I said, no, he hasn't noticed yet. He's right beside it. He's looking straight ahead at a stormtrooper, so nothing else exists around him. He can't see this giant wall of Micro Galaxy Squadron. She's about to wave him down, and I stop her and I say, film it. Film his reaction, because he doesn't know. And so she did. She filmed those live reaction of like, Steve, look behind me. Ugh! And he's just like creamed his pants, fell over, and like, and then that was it. It was just like, he lost his mind. And they had, what's great about Toy Sapiens, and we should talk about the Hot Toys booth next, because Paul, I don't know if you saw photos.
Oh, I
the
saw.
entire booth.
Yeah. And Tommy explained it to me as well. So,
oh my God. Yeah.
Crazy.
At Toy Sapiens, they've got, it's again at the back of the store. It's like a gallery, and it'll have stuff that you can no longer get. So they had all the stuff from Alien. They had all the stuff from A New Hope. All the stuff from like DC and Marvel, just stuff that you couldn't get anymore. But it's just like, here it is. Take a look, read it, and weep.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and I thought it was cool getting to see some of that stuff in person. For the first time, because I still feel like some of those older figures, especially the A New Hope Leia, I think those really hold up.
Paul, which ones did you get?
I got the Galen Urso and the Cherry Blossom TK.
Nice.
Yeah, those are the two. That was Steve 3 got me the TK.
Yeah,
and Tommy TK got me the Galen Urso. The Vader one looked great, but I already have so many Vaders. It's like I had to, stop in. And same with the Maul. When the Darth Maul came out, it's like, ooh, but I have 2 of him already as well. So
I am starting to. I have a little bit of regret not getting that Maul.
Mhm.
Just a little bit.
I love
Every
that
now and then
one.
I think about it and I go, I
Yeah.
should have just got that. But then I was like, that's another slippery slope. And I was just like, so there's a part of me that's happy I didn't, but there's another part of me that's like, I just want to play with my dolls.
Yeah.
So
Yep. 100%.
When are you unboxing? Do you have any Sunday fun boxings?
That's the plan for this Sunday. Is it's all going to be Japanese Japan Celebration unboxings. So
are you going to do it in Japanese?
No. Why would I do that?
Well,
Explain to me, Ryan, why I would do that.
Will you drink Japanese whiskey?
Yes, or at least have some
Ooh.
sake.
Yeah.
Why?
Why not?
Well, is this the same as showing a picture of an Asian person when Shohei Ohtani comes up the bat?
I mean,
Well, Paul's opening up some toys he got
I told
from
you I could do
Celebration
this
Japan.
job really well.
He must speak Japanese or eat Japanese.
He
Should
did-
I
he
dress
did
up in a
promise
kimono?
that.
Perhaps
you?
do
If you
some
have
kabuki
one.
theater beforehand
Hey,
as well.
you-
Oh, very good, Ryan-san. This is just for you. I am learning the angel of you. Want that? Would that make you feel better?
I feel
Maybe
so
I
kawaii
could
right
wear
now.
a hentai hoodie just to
Oh,
make you
dude.
feel even
Someone
better.
will hook you up with that one.
How about
Yeah,
that?
I know.
Oh, Ryan's
Steve,
got
the whole
something.
time we're in Japan's like, I can't find a hentai hoodie. I'm like, yeah, you won't find those here because no one's gonna wear those here.
Except for me. And he pulls out the hoodie and puts it on, starts strutting around.
Except for me or except for Steve?
You.
Oh, me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could be that guy, Gene. I
Mark
could be
it-
plenty
mark-
of different guy Genes.
Wow. Mark this time and date. We finally found a line that Ryan Doell would not cross.
Hey, there's
you
a
go.
difference between being disrespectful in my own country and disrespectful in somebody else's. there's a difference.
We just discovered 2 lines that you guys won't cross. First was Paul and the Ewoks, which I didn't think there would be any limitations there.
It's priorities. I don't mind them. I think they look great too, but that wasn't high on my priority list.
Yeah.
Right.
Of things.
There's the cosms that had the balloons as well, which I thought were super cute, which I almost got. A couple of them, and I was like, just stop. Like, because once you go into the Hot Toys booth and you're there, because now you have the opportunity to buy everything you just saw either online or at Toy Sapiens or wherever, and you will just start filling up a basket willy-nilly just for the sake of doing it, because it's there and you're just excited. Because I almost bought that Grogu as well, the 1-to-1 Grogu.
That one is the same as, because I have a 1-to-1 Grogu from Hot Toys. I think it's exactly, they've just given it, they're releasing it with the bag, and that's the only difference that I can see.
And more hair on his head.
No, it looks. Oh yeah, okay. According to the picture, but I mean, the one that I have has hair in his head too.
The hair on his head kind of creeped me out.
It was kind of too much.
Yeah.
Right?
Too much hair or too much real?
Too much hair.
Okay.
Because if you look at it too, and there's none on his ears. There should be hair on his ears, but they don't. But he's got hair on it. But the one that I have, compared to the photos of the ones, because actually TK and I, we had this discussion about it. It's like, is there more hair on this one? And
because Tommy wanted it until I pointed out the hair, and I think I ruined it for him.
It was cute, but those went crazy too. People were snatching those up. People were very excited.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Anakins. Like, I saw that picture of the
that was the first one that sold out, right? I think.
Yeah. Well, but they had people who were like muling for other companies too, and like they had the picture of these 2 people, and they had a large like cargo skid filled, and it was like 6 feet tall with just Anakin Hot Toys stacked on it.
Tommy took that photo. I think it ruined his day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was pretty mad, and it was just kind of like, don't try not to think about it, because you will just get mad. That's what.
Plus, he got what he wanted, right? So
you got it. It's the principle, right? It's the principle of the thing. Goddamn scalpers, right?
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, getting one for a friend who can't be there is one thing. Getting 35 of them so you could make a net profit.
The guy went there and hired people or whatever to get in line with him and do it and buy them that way.
Yeah, that's shitty.
He didn't, he didn't skirt any rules.
Yeah, what was it? By Sunday, there was a couple booths that already had the TK Kimono Trooper in their booths, and they were selling it for $900.
Wow.
Right? So it was like, okay, all right, I guess we're doing this. But it was
unfortunately, that's the game.
Fortunately, yeah. I mean, that happens every celebration, right? Like
it happens every major con. Yeah.
Major con. Yeah. It's true. Not even major cons, just small cons.
Yeah. Any con with an exclusive, you'll see it being.
Once Toying Around Con has an exclusive, I guarantee you there's going to be Kevin there selling the exclusive for double the price the moment it's
I should work. Get some exclusive prints. I think it'll be cool.
Yeah.
I just remembered this because I was going to show a few more things that I got from there.
Yeah, dude.
I got a couple of TVC figures. They're not anything crazy, but there's a funny story behind them. It was like the end of the day, and me and my kids and Ryan's kids were hanging out at the Hasbro booth, and Jing from the Hasbro team, I chatted with her, right? You guys know Jing from the live streams. Super nice. We chatted. She left. She came back, and in the corner of my eye, I see her bring this Princess Leia and these figures over to my daughter, who's sitting next to a display case, and she gives them. I don't know what she said exactly, but I see her hand them to my daughter, and I see my daughter she goes like this. So I'm looking like over here. I see her shake her head like this with the hand up, like no, thank you. And I go, just take them.
Yeah.
And then they're like, she goes, yeah, okay, yeah, just give them to your dad.
Oh my
So
goodness.
hey, Princess Leia, which I don't have.
Nice. That's it.
TBC.
It's a good figure.
I don't even know if I want to open this. This looks fantastic on this card.
Yeah. I haven't opened up any of the ones on the Star Wars card.
Oh yeah?
It just say Star Wars for A New Hope. Because I think they just look so slick.
Yeah. And and a Rex.
And the Rex from Bad Batch. We haven't even gotten the full Bad Batch yet.
So that's why I'm just like,
salty.
damn it, kids, just smarten up, man. No one gives you free toys. Get into the van.
We were at the Hasbro panel.
Yeah.
And so when they were doing the TVC reveals, they were like, they brought up the Bad Batch, and the audience, everyone in the panel, woo! Like everyone's
there's
stoked.
really, really great response to the Bad Batch TVC, right?
Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, so we're gonna bring one more figure, and everyone oh, like one more figure.
Yeah.
And it's Crosshair. Hey! So it was this roller coaster of emotions just trying to announce the one figure, but it was I think they picked the right one. I just wish they would just do them all. Like I don't know what they have to sacrifice. But we got our Carson Teva now. So let's just get Pelimoto and the Bad Batch out of the way and make whoever the hell you need to just get them done.
Conversely, it's because of me you're not getting the Bad Batch.
Because
you know what?
They put you in that slot that
Yeah.
they should have been.
And it was like all new
Yeah.
tooling, right? So it's like the resources to create
make a
an all-new
wrecker.
figure.
Yeah.
Because of me, you're not
You
getting
know what,
Bad
though?
Batch.
It's a good sacrifice. I'm okay with that sacrifice. But now, like I said, now that Carson Tave is made, let's finish the Bad Batch. Let's get them all.
I mean, I've told multiple members of that team, what's the point of renewing the license for Hasbro when you've already peaked making Carson Teva? Like, what's the point? That's it.
Still holding
line-
the
Bad
Black
Batch.
Series.
The line's done.
Yeah.
The line's
We're
done.
finished.
No,
that
it's,
Bantha though is
it's
pretty cool.
Yep.
That new Bantha.
That's again the land speeder and then the Bantha. I'm like, damn it. Maybe I should have gotten that cantina. Then I remembered.
Oh, now the
floor.
FOMO kicks in. Yeah,
no, not
dude.
really. I have no
whatever.
room. I have literally no room. I'm here.
Dude.
I've got all the Ghost is there. I was able to open up. I've got an X-Wing. It's Biggs' X-Wing, so red 3 is up there. But Biggs is hanging up on the wall because I'm saving that. That's going to be repurposed as Carson Teva's X-Wing.
Nice.
I've got Antok Merrick's X-Wing, a Y-Wing, the E-Wing, and then I don't have any more room up here. Like the plan was to get the Razor Crest out, and now I have no idea where I'm going to put it.
That's a beauty. You gotta display that Razor Crest, man.
I know.
I got 2 of the Streets of Tatooine, thinking that I would need to fill the shelf, right, for the background. Thinking I would need to. They're bigger than I thought. I only needed 1. So even when Steve 3 was like, look what came in, and it's like, oh, you got 2 as well. I said, dude, I guarantee you're only going to need 1.
Damn.
Right. But I think the streets are nice, and it comes with the Jawa. Lord knows Jawas are the best.
That's right.
So, and I'm always happy to army build Jawas because eventually we will get that HasLab Sandcrawler. It will happen in my lifetime.
What about the Jazzwares? Yoko, did you get the exclusive X-Wing?
I couldn't bring myself to spend what, $70 for it? 60, 70? It was expensive.
Was it that much?
It was expensive. Yeah. So I looked at it, but I did not get it.
Okay.
Yeah. 60, maybe it was 60. It was definitely more than I felt like it needed to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then it was weird. They had their own booth, but then it was being sold in the Hot Toys store.
Mm-hmm.
It probably has to do with like selling rights and banking stuff.
Okay.
I would think. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, all right. I have to get into a Hot Toys line. I'm gonna
Yeah.
take my chances. But it was mainly because Tommy and Steve were both like, oh, we already got extra. And I'm like, so Paul's covered? And they said, and Steve's like, yeah, I got one for Paul, and Tommy got a double. So I'm like, all right, cool. Then I don't need to go into that line. Otherwise, I would have lined up for that one too as part of my daily my 1 day of convention lineups. But everyone was covered.
Right. Hang on. Look at this. Okay. Darth Stargazer. Welcome to the chat.
Hey.
Jazzwares really botched the Amazon drop. I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah.
Do you know what happened, Paul?
Yeah. Word got out that keep your eye. We're gonna keep the celebration going. Keep your eye on.
Right.
There's going to be an announcement at like 9 p.m. Pacific time. And here I was like an idiot on the Jazzwares Vault site thinking they're going to drop something. It was on Amazon. They released ships from Series 9, which was great. So if you wanted like the Armada version of the TIE bomber, which in the States has been like so hard to get. So I know people were freaking out over that. Bunch of different ships. But one of them was the Celebration exclusive Visions X-Wing fighter. But it would pop on and then disappear and go out of stock, and would pop on, and it was just sort of intermittently coming back on and off. And people were just losing their minds trying to get it. It was also apparently $20 cheaper than it was at Celebration on Amazon. And so there's that stink as well. So, it just really, I mean, obviously Jazzwares didn't want to plan it that way. Nobody ever plans on trying to alienate their fans.
Right.
Or piss people off, especially toy collectors. Nobody does that on purpose. But yeah, unfortunately, that's what happened. And so you had a lot of people who, A, are feeling FOMO because they missed out on Celebration Japan, and then B, they doubled down on that because now they can't get an exclusive, which they thought they could get. And then, it being there and then suddenly not being available really, really upset a lot of people. So
that goes back to hey, we're here at Celebration. We want to get the exclusives first.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, gatekeep exclusives.
Yeah.
They didn't sell out though. They didn't sell out at the show, so
No. Well, at that price point too. And I think Micro Galaxy Squadron, like I love them, but I find that you're either all in or you're like, I don't want them at all. Right. There hasn't been that big. Those who want them, like, just kind of go hard at it. But there have also been a number of people who've just been so disenfranchised by the whole process and getting frustrated because the distribution system has been a bit wonky. The chases and rares have been there you go.
Right. 1/6 shooter. Between that and SDCC, Jazzwares doing a pretty good job of pissing me off. That's how
because they don't like you, Trevor.
Do we need sad comments for this channel too? Because that was really good.
But and so that was the big thing. Everybody was pretty upset about that.
Yeah, I get that.
I get it.
Right. No one wants to collect on hard mode. Right. So it's fine. It'll be fine. We'll see maybe they'll fix it in time for San Diego. Because that's coming up too. 13 weeks.
July.
What? That's 13 weeks away.
13 weeks.
I guess it is 3 months away. Yeah.
San Diego. I'm only calculating this because I'm calculating my deadline for work.
Oh, okay.
So that's how that came about. And I was like, oh God, that means 13 weeks to San Diego. Oh dear. I got to start saving money again after all the money I spent in Japan.
You'll be fine.
I'll be fine. Everything's fine here. It's actually more of the accommodations and like everything else that costs more than everything else.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried about that too. Was it 13 weeks?
Yeah, 13 weeks. We got this. Easy.
Hey, Evo Genius in the chat. What's going on? It says, had to set up my collecting rules for MGS. Too easy to go off the deep end.
Yeah, that's why you should subscribe to DL44 Network, the channel, where you can watch our friend Steve 3 go off the deep end with Micro Galaxy Squadron and start unboxing all of his like doubles and triples of everything he got.
He has one rule.
Yeah,
Get them all.
Buy them all.
Did you see his Instagram post though?
Which one?
The one where he unboxed the Sabine tie.
Yes.
And he put it on one of his displays, like the custom sort of clips that he's designed and 3D printed out. It's actually quite lovely because you take one of those standard sort of plastic figure holders, and he's modified it so that he's got this beautiful little placard. So he's taken the sticker off of the box, put it on there, so it's got a nice display in front, and the clip that he's designed and 3D printed that holds up Sabine's tie. So it's a beautiful stand for it as well. So it is quite a nice display piece and I think he solved the problem beautifully for if you want to open up your chase and rares and put them on display, but just give it that little bit of extra sort of zhuzh. It's really, really quite brilliant. In fact, he was kind enough to send me a few of those little placard holders, and I've got them up there for my opened chases and rares.
Yeah. No, he did an amazing job at those. To be honest, like even the clips, like they look like they're part of the.
Yeah.
I'm sharing it if you want to show what we're talking about.
There we go.
There you go.
Steve 3.
I'm gonna restart the video. There you go.
So I love how he's done that. See, it's very simple.
Glad he finally got one.
Yeah, right. But it's
there it is.
Yeah, I think he killed it with these, man. And it's I think that's why his unboxings are going to be super fun, because he's probably going to show you how he displays them at the end.
Yeah, that's going to be a cool part of this.
Yeah, I think so too. Steve knows his ships.
Yeah, it's cool. He got the Bamboo Labs 3D printers, right, Paul?
Yeah. He got the not the P, the 1SP. I keep wanting to say PS1, but he's got the and it's great. It's fantastic. He's loving it. The speed, it really is. They've gotten to the point where it's just plug and play.
Yeah,
and he's figuring out the slicing program really quickly, and just the quality of the print has been fantastic. It's been a real boon for him.
Yeah, Steve's a pretty smart guy, but I'll never tell him that.
I would never say this to his face.
I would if he was on this stream, I'd be like, "Oh, you idiot! Look how dumb that looks."
That looks like a stupid person made it.
Yeah,
just very direct.
Yeah.
What the hell?
God, you idiot! You're not supposed to open the chases. What is wrong with you? Local Taco Boy.
Taco Boy. What's up, dude?
$5 super chat. Thank you so much. Can't wait for SDCC. Also, time went by fast. It's going too fast.
Very fast.
1-6 shooter. Very supportive about Steve. Great to see. Yeah, so glad for him. Me too. Right? Yeah. Stargazer. That looks peak. It looks great. They look great. I think Steve should just start pumping them out and putting them on Etsy.
Yeah, for sure. I did get a chance to chat with Tim from Jazzwares at their booth and do a quick interview. He showed me some of the new stuff in there, but I did mention to him, like, they had a, I think it's a Death Star hangar display, right? So they had the Imperial shuttle with rows of stormtroopers and a couple of other ships and troops on the side, which looked fantastic. And they had props of, like, I don't know, power generators or other things. So I asked on behalf of myself and other collectors, it's like, are we going to get stuff like this to make scenes and dioramas, because there is a demand for that, for a line that displays so beautifully when you collect them with the figures and the scaled ships. And so, like, display stands, right? Flight stands, diorama pieces, and obviously they're not just going to randomly reveal stuff if there is anything, but they're just saying, like, hey, if there's a demand that's being voiced,
I demand it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad that I was able to kind of to see Steve do something like this too. Like I hope something like this gets into like they get impressions of this and they go, oh, there is a demand for this. There are people who are custom making this, or like Daniel painting and printing custom minifigures for MGS.
Yeah,
To see if that's possible.
I'm a little surprised that Jazzwares did not have a panel. Hang on, let's embiggen you. And I'm still squinting. Oh, is that one of? Is that one
This
of the
is what
custom?
Daniel. Yeah, Daniel is here. Let me switch my overhead cam on. Maybe we can get a better view of it.
Yes, professional YouTuber.
Hey, what's up, Rick Jones in the chat? Darth Stargazer says, Kevin saw your tour with Tim. I really hope they start doing play sets and Dio accessories eventually. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to see. I remember them mentioning, I think they were on one of Paul's streams at one point, and they were talking about wanting to do beasts at Micro Galaxy Squadron. So like the Rancor with Boba Fett and.
Yeah, the big caveat for them was it's got to be like a vehicle or something that you can ride. Right, and that's the whole point of that line is their ships or vehicles. So once you get into the organic kind of stuff, it gets a bit tricky. But this is an example of the stuff that D Sertle works on, and he got me these, and they scale nicely with the Micro Galaxy Squadron stuff. These pilots, especially for the lats that they have, the only thing is you got to break the legs off to get them to fit in the cockpit.
No, that one's sitting on a bidet.
Which one?
It's sitting that one dead center. He's squatting on a bidet.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's moving his butt around a little bit.
Just the way he has been created.
With the armor on. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's that's D Sertle's work. And I had them. Yeah. So they flesh out everything. That's one of the things I wish Jazzwares did as well was. Like they sold minifig packs, so you could, populate the lats or
like Micro Machines used to do.
Yeah, it's a great way to sort of flesh out because you get one fig per ship, like the TIE Bomber, you get one pilot, but there's a spot for two of them. Right. With the AT-AT, you only get one driver.
Yeah,
but there's two driving spots. So it's little things like that. You kind of wish you had. A little bit more. I'd be happy to if they had packs like that. I'd buy them.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people would.
Yeah.
Right.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Army builders of any sorts, or even if they did. I know. Again, going back to the Micro Machines, because they did the Army builder packs where they'd have like packs of stormtroopers, packs of pilots, Jawas, Ewoks, all that stuff. But they also did like a full hero pack where you got Luke, Leia, Han, Chewie, R2, 3PO, and Darth Vader. Like,
nice.
Even if they did a thing like that, I think that would probably sell really well.
Mm-hmm.
If they're able to. I don't know the rules. I never understand the rules of what toy companies are allowed and not allowed to make.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably much more complex than Micro Machines back then.
Yeah.
With so many players in the game.
And everybody being like, no, I get to make figures.
Right. Yeah. I mean, just having the display that they had there with the printed out backdrop of the hangar. I don't know how many rows of stormtroopers, but it's a cool display.
It was impressive. Like even the Micro Galaxy display over at the Hot Toys booth where they had them mixed in with like the backdrops and the dioramas were based off
with like the everyday items in there.
Everyday
items, yeah.
What was it? Cloud City, but the clouds were rice.
Oh,
and there's one with chicken nuggets. Yeah.
Yeah. And they had the pencil crayons as the crowd for Pod Racer.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was super. Like that booth was awesome. Yeah, and yeah, let's quickly talk about the Hot Toys booth. So Paul,
you
wait. Can I time out? I'm losing steam. I gotta go.
Okay, get out of here.
But if you guys want to see more of the cute things.
Oh, hang on. Let's embiggen you so that you can do your plugs.
If you want to see more of the cute things at Star Wars Celebration, make sure to follow me. I'll be posting all that stuff soon.
Where can they find you?
At Yoko McCann on Instagram and YouTube, please. Thank you.
So please subscribe to her.
Thank
We
you.
will put a direct link to her channel in our description and the friends of the channel. Once I start doing that on the weekend, we'll add Yoko to that. It's a very bare bones description. There's not even a description for the channel. It's just blank. So but
We like Star Wars.
We go see a Star Wars.
We usually like Star Wars.
Yeah, usually. And so, yeah, go follow Yoko McCann. She does, not only does she review stuff from Pop Mart, cute things. You unbox a lot of cute things.
Yeah, I do.
Awesome.
Mostly cute things. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming by, Yoko.
Yoko.
Enjoy your sleep.
Good night.
Good night. Finally, just the dude.
Jeez.
Couldn't wait to get.
At last. Oh boy.
God, now I can fart.
Ugh. There you go. I just let that one out.
Yeah.
You know, she could still be watching at home.
Nah, she won't. Dude, the Hot Toys booth.
Yeah.
So, okay, so there's one thing that's always been listed on Sideshow that's never been released. It was Anakin's TIE Fighter.
Oh yeah.
So they
They have
had,
a picture of it though.
or Anakin's Jedi Starfighter, right? They
Yeah.
had the picture of it, but here they
Yeah.
had two different TIE Fighters that were like massive.
Wow.
With their, so one was just a regular TIE Fighter. I think the other one was the Interceptor.
Wow.
Dude, all I was thinking was, this is probably bigger than my desk. Like by the time I think if I got it home, it's so big.
Hey, do you remember when people were bitching and moaning about the Black Series like First Order tie that came out? Like, and that was for like what? That was a 1/12 scale,
1/12 scale, yeah.
right? So a 1/6 scale. I mean, I have the DeLorean time machine from Back to the Future 2 that I got from Hot Toys.
Right.
And it's been sitting in my closet upstairs for like a couple of years, and finally went, oh, I've got my module cases. This is great. I have a nice long one. It's going to be my 80s shelf. I'm going to put all my like the Ghostbusters there, Back to the Future. I'll put the DeLorean time machine. No, it's just the DeLorean friggin' time machine that fits in there. And I have room for Doc and Marty. And then that's about it. Like, it's gigantic. Right. And so I couldn't even imagine like the Jedi Starfighter.
Yeah.
A little bit bigger than the DeLorean, I would imagine.
Yeah. TIE Fighter as well.
Yeah. So it's just like, those are so cool if you have the space, right? Money and space. That's what it is. You know, at the end of the day, I still have that Tomy. I can't even know. I don't even know what scale it is. The USS Enterprise from the TV series. And that thing's like 3 feet long.
Right.
Right. And I'm like, I don't know where I have no place to put it. So,
ugh, dude,
in the box.
Yeah, but they had every Star Wars hot toy they ever made
Nice
on display.
Nice
Across the wall. And so it did be like, it had me kind of go like, man, would it be nice to have just this beautiful curated collection of just one thing, as opposed to like all this where it's a mixture of like Marvel and DC and Turtles and you name it.
So Tommy got me this catalog.
Yes.
Hot Toys catalog.
I grabbed one too.
Yeah.
We made sure that you got one, to be honest. We were all like, Paul needs this.
Yeah. I appreciate it. It's really, really cool. Because it's got all the Star Wars figures, and there's a bunch that I have. I'm like, oh, got that one.
It's a checklist for it.
It kind of is.
Technically, that's what this is. It is a like, hey, do you have this? Oh, you don't? Good luck.
Well, and it's great too because I have figs in here that haven't been released yet. They've been announced, but they haven't been released. Right. So like the General Grievous, right? It's been announced, but it hasn't been released. There's a couple here too that I mean, what is it? There's where I was looking through and go, oh, I have this. Oh no, it hasn't arrived yet because it hasn't been released yet. But there was one that I just ordered. I snapped. I wasn't gonna get it because I went through and I had to buy the Range Trooper from Solo.
Ooh.
That was an exclusive drop through Sideshow, and I missed it. Just missed it. It was like, oh no. By the time I found out about it, it was too late. It had all been sold out. So I had to go to the secondary market to get it, paid a premium to get that, which is fine. Nice. And it came in the mail, which is awesome. Got delivered, no problem. And it went up again. There's another version of it, obviously. So if you've watched Andor, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's another range trooper, except he's got a certain accessory with it. And I saw it and I was like, okay. Okay. And then it was just like, well, in for a penny, in for a pound. There's a Cassian Andor that they've released for as well for season 2 of Andor. So there's a hot toy of Cassian Andor.
Oh,
and then K2SO from Andor season 2. So it's like, damn it, I have K2SO. I also have a K2 Enforcer droid from The Mandalorian season 3, which is, they're pretty much the same figure. I think exactly the same figure. But now I have another one of those. So this is why it's like, for me, it's like no more malls. I got him.
Right.
Like I've got a couple of, I got him without a shirt. I got him with like the legs, and I'm gonna get him with his little scooter or whatever.
His scooter. Man,
That's what
I want Hot Toys to make the mods with their scooters.
The mods?
Their Vespas.
Yes.
Those mods.
In Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, the Book of Boba Fett gang. Shiny. Well, I mean, I got the and it's sitting there too, because I got the clone troopers with their speeder bikes, the bark bikes, and they're gigantic. And it's like, okay, that's a lot. And then what just came a couple of weeks ago was the walker, the little mini walker that they can ride in, the ARF, the ARF trooper. So I can't remember, it's the RT something that they can ride on. Oh, there's Andor.
So this is a Rogue One Andor. Am I looking at a different or is there a different one?
Yeah, I guess I had assumed it was because they timed it with the release of Andor season 2.
Okay,
but that's what it was. But they never did release. Did they release an Andor?
I don't think so
during Rogue One, because I know they did
Jyn
the Jyn
Erso,
Ersos.
right? Yeah.
Jyn Erso. Let me check the cat.
Yeah, check the checklist.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing now.
Do you think they didn't expect Cassian's character to be that popular from Rogue One only? That they're like, oh, Jyn Erso in that whatever stormtrooper Imperial outfit, and Donnie Yen, and that was it.
Yeah,
but I wish. I don't think they did Cassian, right? I wish they did the Cassian TV version, because I like that blaster that he uses better. The one that's like the little longer one on the TV show.
Yeah, big and fat at the one end. It's almost like Rey's speeder bike.
Yes, it kind of has that same silhouette. But this with the sniper rifle or the blaster is really, really nice.
Yeah, Rogue One, all they had was 2 versions of Jyn Erso, her in the Imperial outfit, her in a Rebel outfit.
Right.
Director Krennic.
Oh, okay.
Chirrut Imwe and K2SO. That was it. No, wait, that's wrong. Because they also did Darth Vader, Death Troopers, and Shore Troopers, and Stormtroopers.
I love Shore Troopers.
The Assault Tank Commander.
Oh.
Okay, so that's like 8.
Yeah.
And Vader. And they did a lot.
Did you ever get the TVC tank?
Yes.
You did, hey?
I did.
I sat on that. Not that I have room for it, but it's one of those things where it's just like, I don't know where I'd put it.
What's the TVC tank?
It's the assault tank that they had in Rogue One that they blow up. The insurgents blow up.
They have that in TVC?
Yeah.
They just, yep.
It's very simple, though. I have it, and I have to admit, like, I got it because I love the tank trooper, and it was, so I got it.
The tank trooper looks so cool.
Yeah.
And that one is super expensive now.
What's that?
It's super expensive to get now.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you know, Hasbro loves to make characters with 6-second screen time.
Wow.
That's
or less, or even less.
But nothing more.
Especially if they come with a vehicle.
Does this do anything?
No. It's very simple. You can take the blocks, like some of the doors open, but it doesn't.
Oh, the crates
it rolls, but it doesn't do a lot. It's a very simple sort of piece. It looks great, but it's not.
Yeah, but what more do you want? Do you want it to have a missile firing action? Like,
no, I expect it to hover, and to carry me
Oh.
around. So if I get two of them and strapped into my feet, they'll fucking take me somewhere, Ryan.
Yeah,
hover skates. No, because I remember it was a bit spendy, even back in the day. It was like, it wasn't like a $20 toy. I don't remember it being like that. I remember looking and going, yeah, I like that character, so I'm going to get this. And it was like, oh, it's this much? Okay.
Time to check the classifieds section.
That's what we're going to have to do. Hang on. I'm bringing one more person on to
what?
Yeah.
There's more people who want to come on at this hour?
There are people that want to join this show, and I don't
There's
know
a lineup of people at the door.
At the
but
door.
Like I said,
hang on. I just
Star Wars.
I'm trying to gatekeep Star Wars, but I keep the gate unlocked, unfortunately.
That should have been the name of the channel. Gatekeeping Star Wars.
Oh my god. Yes.
I feel like that might get too many. Like that would build up a viewership so fast. But yeah, if you're watching on my channel, go check out the new DL44 network, which I have the link pinned in the chat here right now.
And yeah, we're gonna have a lot more, just a lot more stuff, but it's gonna drop sporadically. I think that's the thing. That's like gonna be the only downfall to this channel, is that everything's gonna drop. There's no like set times. We're just gonna hit that notification bell so that all of a sudden you'll get these surprise sneak attack streams.
You're not the boss of me. I'm not doing that. Oh, I mean, sorry, my mic wasn't.
Just do it. Just do it. Right? So no, there's I'm trying to think of what else was that celebration that we okay. So have you seen, like, if anyone saw the thumbnail, there was this booth that looked like a lantern of Mandalorian and Grogu.
Oh, was that an actual booth?
Or something, but it was gone after the first day. So
wow.
I started thinking, like, am I having a fever dream? Because it was like day 2, and I was like, where is this thing? Where's this booth? I want to get a photo with it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was gone. It completely vanished.
It was stage. When you look at a stage, right? Or a theater, what's stage left? Is it from the perspective of the performer or
it's of the performer on the stage? Stage left is if you're on the stage.
Okay,
it's not the audience perspective. It's so if I'm facing the audience, stage left is my left.
Right.
Stage right is my right.
Doell goes, it's the perspective of you.
Well, I thought you were
I'm the actor.
You're the actor with those
So
glasses.
this was I'm a thespian. No, this was stage left.
What's up, boys?
Trevor.
Hey.
Coming in from the chat and into the show.
Got my Galen Urso out. This thing is a beautiful figure, man. So nice.
Have you been on with Paul before? Paul, Trevor, Paul?
No, hi, Paul.
Hi,
Trevor. Wow, that was incredible.
I've always been chat when Paul's on.
Big fan of your work, buddy.
Big fan of your work, sir. I can't wait to cosplay as you in 27 at LA. You're the only you and Rex are the only people I can really do as a bald, gray challenged dude.
There you go.
Let's all go as Carson Teva.
Oh, that'd be great. We could do like the Carson Teva run. What could we do?
The running.
The guys at the end. Yeah, that would be great.
The Teva run.
The Teva run.
Yeah.
But it's a brisk walk, like when he's on Coruscant going to the office.
Yeah,
that's right.
That shuffle that he does when Harris says, "Get back to your X-wing, nerd."
When we did the panel at the collector's track, they brought us in and they gave us a gift, and I guess this was something you could collect throughout the day if you went to all the panels.
And at the end of the day,
these here.
Yes.
What?
So they're like acrylic standees of like the Kenner figures.
Those look amazing.
Yeah, I had no idea what they were, but they looked cool, but they're really heavy. And there's
that company had a booth at Celebration as well.
Oh, did they really?
So they had like the row of stormtroopers that you could stack up with the Darth Vader in the center.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, it was cool. Like Steve was like, "Oh, I think I'm gonna get that," and then he ended up being like, oh, it's $160. I can't get that.
Yeah, so I had no idea what they really were, but I guess it's kind of a popular thing in Japan in the past or now. I'm not really sure. Like these
acrylic
little...
standees.
Yeah.
They're everywhere right now, man.
Yeah,
like it has been, because it's inexpensive to really, like, you don't have to make a whole figure or a toy. You just cut some acrylic and print the image on, right? And then they're everywhere. There's
and you got your
keychains,
Kenner toys.
standees, every property, all the anime stuff. When you go into Ami, they all have it, but those look really, really cool.
Wait,
Yeah,
did
they're
you
cool.
get all of them, Trevor?
Yeah, they gave us all of them.
Oh, yeah, because you were
And they're heavy.
doing a panel.
And they're heavy, and we're all sitting around going, this is kind of a weird gift to give people who have, you know, mostly come in from other places and now have to find a way to get these home.
I just put them in my backpack.
Adds another, 8 pounds to your but I mean, I'm like, I don't know if I'm ever going to display these. I did a quick eBay search, and this whole set is going for like $500 to $700, and I was like,
good Lord.
Okay. So Susan, who was our moderator, told me before I left they were staying on, and she was like, I think I might just like leave these in the hotel. I don't want these things. And I quickly texted her. I'm like, take those home with you.
Yeah.
Even if you don't want them.
Yeah.
Somebody will want them.
Yeah,
they're really cool. They are cool though. I gotta say.
Your panel gave out the R2D2.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's why I got the extra R2D2, and they have the celebration on there. I don't know. They're pretty cool. You know how I am. I can't get rid of anything once I have it in hand. So I'll probably.
How come they didn't give those out at the Hasbro panel?
Because you had to be at the collector's.
Yeah, it was a collector's track
in that
thing
section.
Yeah. So if you attended all the panels, you would have gotten
all 12 of them.
But at the end of the day, on Sunday, they were giving away all the extras. So you got to go, you got a card that had like the 3 stamps or 3 places 4 stamps. And then you could, you got in line, then you go in and you call out which one you want. If it's not sold out, you mention your next one. So you have to have your priority order. So you'd be like, I want this one. Nope, we're out. This one, no, we're out. And you keep doing that. If you're too slow, you have to go to the back of the line.
Wow,
so you just
way too much organization for me.
Stephen Alley had a reel about that where you all lined up. Leia, and then she got a TK, and I thought they were actual like the old Kenner action figures because they look great printed. Like I didn't know they were printed on acrylic.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we only did the round once. Because once you get one, you go to the back of the line and you do it again. And you go back to the line and you do it again up to 3 times. But I was like, well, I got R2. So then my next thing was going to be like, well, I want 3PO. 3PO's out. Okay, well, then I want Leia. Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. I was like, I want whatever goes with R2. So I had like, because I only wanted to do the line once. It was long. And these people were all in for it. But man, it was such a cool treat to have. Like you left the panel and you're just like, this is neat. This is fun.
Yeah.
Party favors.
Yeah. It was a cool giveaway, man. I have to say, like for people who went to attended them and had to collect them, it was really cool. Yeah. A lot better than a pin or something like that. I know people love pins and everything, but I don't know. I just thought it was different and pretty cool, but heavy, very, very heavy. 12 of them.
It's cool because they have like it's just one sheet though, right? Like the footprint isn't much other than the weight, but like you just take them out and put them on. There's a display base so it stands up.
It's a base, and it's this. Each one of these has like a box.
Oh, they have a box too.
You could either put it in the box and looking through the window of the box, or you can put it in front of the box. I don't know. I don't know what the box signifies, or if that's something that they came in in the past, or if that's something.
That's what they came in the past in Japan.
Okay. Yeah, I figured that was something like that. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
It is. Yeah. It was pretty wild. It was, but yeah, no, your guys is, just to go back to your panel, Trevor, you guys freaking killed it. And I really wish you guys had more time.
Yeah, I feel bad. I don't know. Like, I felt like we kind of shorted people on the actual talking about. I mean, Susan had some prepared questions. Maybe we could have cut down on those, but we didn't really test the timing because we had no idea how long the translation was going to take. We didn't really think about it. I don't know why we didn't think about it, but we each had 4 photos to go through and we each got through 1. But hopefully we'll be able to do it in LA and, go through the rest of them or do all of them or something, since we won't have a translator there. I don't think, unless we need a California translation. I'm not really sure.
California slang.
Well, it might be a French. Yeah, nice. It might be a French translator in case of California becomes part of Canada by then,
or vice versa.
Yeah. Hopefully not vice versa. Yeah,
not happening.
So did you just show different photos and then just kind of give a couple of notes of like how you set it up, kind of deal?
Yeah, we had behind the scenes. I initially had like video that I had shot, BTS, to really show the whole process, and they wouldn't allow video for the. We had a little video opening, but then they wouldn't allow video, I guess, for size wise when you're transferring files or something to the to the computer. So it was just static shots, but it broke down. Like I had the Ralph McQuarrie, the Vader head, the full size Ralph McQuarrie Vader
I love that
helmet. With the little figures and it's all in camera, all one shot, and just showed like how I made the parts for the Vader body and how I painted up the Luke and the Chewie to match the artwork, and that was pretty much the only one I got through. So
I love that one though. I had that sticker.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
That was a good one to break down, just to kind of show people the scale of what you were building.
That seems really daunting, right? Doesn't it? To show something to start off, it's like, hey, if you're a beginner, here's like what I did with multiple scales, right?
No, that's kind of why I wanted to get to the other ones, because the other ones were just like, there was one that was like an Endor scene with just Black Series figures. There was nothing special. It was some trees, like you can make some trees. So I kind of wanted to get it into, break it down into something a little simpler, start out with some impressive stuff and then the simpler stuff. But we never got there, but we did end up talking to a lot of people afterwards, and
that's cool.
People had some questions and stuff like that, and hopefully they'll go to the YouTube channel and watch the BTS and stuff like that. So yeah, it was good. It was fun. It was cool to be able to be a part of that.
Congrats, man.
Yeah, there was a lot of people hanging out after, like just around the panel area. Just a lot of folks just hanging out and geeking out. It was pretty cool.
Well, there was a spot over by, I don't know who was selling books. Like there was a bookseller, right? And right outside the bookseller, they had a whole table filled with like scale models. Like
that's perfect.
Different brands.
Yeah.
Like Star Destroyer, and then they had a scene where it was the control room with Luke and Han. I think these were the Mafex figures, or maybe they were SHF. I don't know. But they were sitting, Han was sitting in the chair with his feet up. And people were just walking around with their cameras, taking shots of, it was a diorama setup, like all over the place. It was great. It was like, these are my people right here. So I just started passing out cards. I'm like, hey, you look serious, man. Come to the,
brilliant.
So it was great. So I think we got a lot of people that way, but that was a cool setup. I didn't see that until like that day and just before the panel too. So I don't know who put that on or what it was, but it was pretty cool. It's a good idea.
Actually. No, that was awesome.
Can I give a quick shout out to Paper Kriegel, who's in the chat?
Yeah, dude, of course.
Got to meet him in person. Someone who's been in the chats here on my channel for a few years, who lives in Japan, and we'd always shout them out when we go live. It's like, good morning to you whenever we go live. But was excited to know that he'd be there at the con, to travel to Japan and be like someone who watches the channel who's there, and super nice to meet him and his wife. It was cool. It was super cool.
Yeah, nice. Did we talk? I don't know. I met a lot of people afterwards, and it was very quick. But to answer your question, all I have is the R2D2 as an extra. That was the one for the that panel. But yeah, sorry. But
yeah, otherwise it's $500.
Yeah, otherwise the whole set is $699.
Yeah.
Damn.
Did you get all the hot toys that you wanted, Trevor?
Yeah, I got all the hot toys I wanted. I thought about that Vader long and hard, and I was like, ultimately, I just don't think it's going to be something that's going to look great on the shelf without the blue and red lighting on it. It probably will. It was cool looking. I have to say, up close and in person, it was cool looking. but I just felt it wasn't something I needed. So I had to get some stuff for some people, and I got a couple of doubles for, to help pay for the trip, quite frankly.
Gotcha.
Not gonna lie.
No hate there.
It's smart.
I'm not gonna lie.
You're doing it for them, right? You're doing the legwork. You're there. You paid for the ticket.
Yeah, and I'm not putting them up for like crazy prices, but just just enough to make a little bit. But this is really all I wanted. I just wanted Galen Urso. Anakin was. I think I'll probably end up keeping the dark side Anakin. I have the regular one coming, and I'll probably sell that when that comes in. But yeah. Thought about the mall. Mall looked cool too. They all look cool. I would have loved to. I had to go buy another piece of luggage just to get these things home, and they all came home in perfect condition. So I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah, mine did too. Nothing got wrecked on my end.
Yeah. But Japan is awesome.
Got wrecked.
Can't wait to go back. Beautiful city.
Yeah, I'm ready to go back. Ready to go back today.
Yeah. My wife said that to me today. She's like, I miss Japan.
Yeah. So clean. Everybody's so nice too. It was great.
Yeah. It's that's what happens when the country's your own and you don't drive it like a stolen vehicle.
Well, I asked. So we did a tour on Monday. Susan, formerly of Sideshow, and I did a tour. Her boyfriend was off doing something else, and I asked our tour guide. I'm like, the city is so clean. Like, how do you I understand like adults and things will, tend to keep to that stuff. We don't. There's not a lot of garbage cans. You bring a bag with you. You take your garbage with you. You bring it home. But how do you get like the teenagers who don't want to listen to anybody? How do you get them? Well, they do. They have ethics classes starting in like 5th grade or 4th grade, and they take them all throughout high school. So ethics, something we really should teach here.
What a concept!
They teach that in Canada?
Not really, but any big city we have too. It can be pretty messy. How many times have we been down the highway and you see somebody throwing the garbage out the window?
I heard Toronto's very clean though, isn't it? Isn't Toronto very clean city?
Depends on what part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't make that generalization like you could with Japan. To say like Japan.
Does it smell like weed everywhere now? Because that's what New York smells like. New York used to have this nice underlying smell of garbage, and now it's weed. Everywhere is weed. Everywhere you walk.
Some places, right, Paul?
Yeah. Again, depends on where you're at. It's not like Vancouver. Vancouver smells like weed
all the time.
Like that's all. It's like you walk down, and that's why like sometimes I'm in Toronto. I go, it smells like Vancouver.
Yeah. And Vancouver's always smelt that way. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
Right. Didn't even matter if it was legal or not. Just that's how
my life.
Bedtime.
Well, have a good night, Trevor.
My basement's telling me to go to sleep.
Yeah,
dude. But even if I go to Family Mart and I get a sandwich and I go out to eat it and then I have the wrapper, I go back in and they're like, no garbage in here. Like, but I bought this from you.
No. 7-Eleven had some garbage cans, but that was it. Nobody else.
Yeah, I like that they have that eating area, so you do have a place to sit and eat at 7-Eleven.
Man,
did you guys have some good food while you were there?
Oh yeah,
me too.
It was only good food, man.
Yeah, it was all good food. I had the best ramen I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, same.
It was incredible.
Amazing how that works when you're in the land that makes it. It's Okonomiyaki was another one that I had there. So good.
Yeah.
I sent Paul. I sent you guys videos of the steak I was eating too, right?
Wagyu beef.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Last night we found this place literally around the corner from my hotel that I hadn't seen before. Open 24 hours. Beautiful, clean. The tables that you sit at, kneel at. Well, I mean, they had places you could put your feet down there, but had incredible sushi and Wagyu beef at 12 o'clock at night. It's incredible.
Damn.
Yeah. We went out for food we went out for ramen. I think the one night it was myself and Steve 3 and Allie and Shut Up Tommy and Yoko, and because it's been a long day, right? So we're like, you have to kneel in the area, and all you hear are all these adults, like trying to kneel, and end of the eating, it's just like, oh,
The
time to get up.
35 plus
Oh,
section.
Yeah.
Hear every bone cracking. It was it was all, but man, again, yeah, there wasn't one place I ate, like, as I went out for omelets, I think
Really?
oh dude, Japanese omelets are fucking king.
I couldn't find any place doing eggs. We went to Happy Pancake, which was incredible.
Yep,
Big,
pancakes
the
are
big
a thing there.
Yeah, the big fluffy pancakes are delicious.
I'm trying to think of what else. Yeah, I had went out for curry.
Mhm.
Right, I tried to hit all the the staples that I wanted to go hit.
Nice.
and
Same
stuff.
here.
Oh, that was you, Paper Kegel. Okay, yeah, I did meet Paper Kegel. Cool. Yeah, I gave him a
Nice.
print. That's cool. Nice.
It's a crazy like experience, man. To go travel so far for a con and meet people that you just chatted with online.
Yeah.
And
I
new
think that
people.
yeah, I think that's what made this con special too, because you got to do all that. Plus, you're in Japan. Just all these new vendors you don't usually get at the American cons.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, the gotcha balls were always capped.
Yeah, that sucked.
I didn't even know
That
those were
sucked.
there. Were they in the store?
They were
had-
in. No, they were
had a
at
booth.
They had a booth. Yeah.
Oh, I did see that. Were those the ones that had the Dejarn is it Dejarn chess?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Chess
lightsaber
pieces.
hilts.
I
And the
completely
lightsaber
forgot
hilts.
about those. I really wanted those. Oh well.
So that was another one where the line just started long and early, and it was just
That's why I didn't go to it to begin with, and then I must have not. I just forgot to go back there. But oh well.
anytime I went back, and I think the same thing was with you, Kevin, on the Friday. There's always someone there, line capped.
Yeah. So much fun. So much fun. But hey, Paul, we got to see your TVC in person, man.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Front and
Cannot
center
wait.
on display.
Yep.
The first thing I asked them when I saw, I'm like, oh hey, Emily. Introduced myself. I'm like, this great video with Paul, and she's like, yeah, the figure's over here. I'm like, let's go take a picture together in front of Carson Teva. So it was awesome, man.
Yeah. I
Can't
did
wait
get
for
to
that.
hear about some of the outtakes that they couldn't put into the video.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
You tell.
What was the one that they said? Well, we had to edit out where you started talking about how you like to play with yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At last. Now I can finally play with myself.
Myself.
Not
Yeah.
that way.
that
This
that
way.
got edited out. They said they loved it. They said, and I said that they should just have you on more often, even if it's not for revealing his own your own
Right.
figure. They should just
Hell
have you
yeah.
on. Right? Like, why the
Yeah.
hell not?
Yep.
I mean, you love this shit and it shows. And
Yeah, that's right.
No, but it's like you guys were talking about earlier too. There is, you can tell that they have to be very careful
Mhm.
with what they say.
yes,
You know, there are certain restrictions that and it makes sense. Like I get it, but I don't know how invested I would be in doing that as well.
Yeah.
It's like, it's if we're just open and honest, you just let people know you want this, you can't have it because of this.
yeah,
You get a lot less flack and people wouldn't think you're idiots. And I think
But-
that's it. I always feel
yeah.
bad for Jing and the crew because everybody's always like, well, not everybody, but the vocal minority
the
loves to
people
bitch
in the
and moan about
live stream chat.
Yeah.
yeah,
just
Oh,
kind of go,
yeah.
It's like with the crosshair when that got announced, like within seconds, there was already somebody shitting all over it. Going, whoa, did they run out of money for the paint app? They couldn't do the and already doing screen caps, like comparisons. It's
Oh.
like, dudes, man, they just announced it. Like, take the win. Like
Take
before you this is why people don't want to do anything anymore.
Yeah.
Because no matter what they try, they're gonna get shit on and third guess. It's like in everything. It's not
Yep.
just Star Wars fans, it's every fandom I find has that group of malcontents where nothing will ever be good enough. And it's frustrating. And it's also smacks of like ingratitude.
yeah.
Not that you owe them, but like you scream and cry about wanting something, you get it, and then the first thing you do is bitch about it. Well, it wasn't this, it wasn't that. It's like, oh my God. Oh my
You
god!
see that in Hot Toys circles all
Yeah.
the time, boy.
This is
Every
why we
announcement,
can't have
Really?
these things.
Just every
Hot
announcement
Toys
is
too.
filled with either it looks nothing like the character, or how come you didn't give us this, or where is this figure that you? And I get it. There's figures that they've talked about a long time ago, but that's what happens. Like sometimes they just disappear into the ether and they never come out. Like Shazam, it's not happening, kids. It's over. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
right.
not
Yeah.
happening. Give it up.
There's no point. Yeah, you're not getting your what's her face? God, I can't remember. Who did Gina Carano play?
Oh, Cara Dune.
Cara
Yeah,
Dune.
Cara Dune.
Not getting her either.
Wow, even
my
for Hot
Carson.
Toys, huh?
Save a hot toy, man. I want my Carson Teva hot toy.
Yeah, same here. Because if I get Hera, I'm gonna need Carson Teva. Right? Like it's just
Don't
Yeah.
leave
just
them
how
alone
it
on the
goes.
same shelf next to each other, though.
That's right. That's right.
I'm surprised, like even at a top tier collectible where that Hot Toys is at with the portraits that they get, the accuracy, right, the accessories, the clothing detail that there's still complaints about the figure itself.
Well, people have gotten even more nitpicky. I mean, the stuff that we're getting now is incredible compared to maybe even, what would you say, Paul, like 6 years ago? You know what I mean? Just portrait wise, they're amazing.
Yeah.
And it's just people have gotten even pickier. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
I mean, they miss sometimes, and it's not 100%, but
Yeah.
they're pretty damn good now.
Yeah,
They're
but even
pretty
their
damn good.
misses are
No.
amazing.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah, absolutely.
Right.
I mean, they really stepped it up a notch. I mean, just getting the Sabine, like that sculpt and the paint
It's
app for
amazing.
that, like it's creepy how
Yeah,
good
Hot
it is,
Sabine.
right? Yeah.
Mhm.
And I remember because I had the Obi-Wan from the Obi-Wan series, and when they released the first sort of images of that, the vitriol
Oh
because of the mustache, because it
Oh, yeah.
looks like he's going blah, 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 and it's like, oh my god. Now, how about this? How about this? Don't buy it. Don't buy it then,
Exactly.
Yeah.
right?
Vote with your wallet, kids.
Yeah,
That's what you gotta
don't
do.
buy
Vote
it.
with
But I
your
mean,
wallet.
also maybe pump the brakes a second and just wait till you get the actual, like, a lot of times there's the prototypes that are coming out, or this or that. They're refining it completely before they go, and it's just this whole. It's this knee-jerk reactionism where I call it outrage culture, and it's everywhere. Just people need to be outraged about something. I remember the Han Solo, the 40th, the Return of the Jedi, General Solo with the Andor sort of, like, they're releasing that, right? And, somebody, who was it? Somebody was bitching about his hair. His hair didn't look like that in Return of the Jedi. They're using the same sculpt from like that. It's like, oh my god.
You're getting Han Solo.
Yeah, it's like, it must be nice.
Yeah.
It must be nice to have to be that upset, to have the time and the energy to be that upset over that.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, there's nothing else in the world that is upsetting you more than that.
Yo, that's
Fuck, that must be
that's
so
true.
nice. I wish.
Yeah.
right?
You know, I wish. So it's like, okay.
Yep.
Then you don't, don't buy it. And then they're the first ones that complain of FOMO when they're sold out.
Right,
Or
exactly. Hey,
they're
can
buying
someone
it
sell
anyway.
me one at a good price?
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing I was thinking about with the Hasbro stuff too. Like all these guys complaining about where's this, where's that. That's not the figure I asked for.
Yeah.
But they're the first to pre-order it.
Right.
Right. Like
Yeah,
blows my mind.
the whole that's not who wants this? It's like somebody wants this.
who asked
You
for
don't
this?
want this.
Yeah. Most likely I want it.
You're not the only person. Like that. The whole idea. It's like it's not what I wanted, or it's not what I expected. Therefore, it's wrong. It should have been this.
Hey,
No,
sometimes
who's in
the
charge?
stuff that you're not expecting, or the stuff that maybe wasn't first in your mind of the things you want, are also the most surprising and also the most exciting because they weren't in your first train, like your first thought, right? So I don't know, that's always exciting because it's even, when they said, we're getting Crosshair, and I was saying how it's like that fluctuation of Bad Batch, yay, just one, oh, but you're getting Crosshair, hey, it's that roller coaster of emotion, but you kind of, you know, I don't know. There's just that I'm excited to get Crosshair. Like if you're gonna have Hunter already out, the next one to put out is Crosshair.
I gotta go track that one down.
Yeah, that's the next one.
Yeah,
so it just gives me hope as well that like the excitement of Crosshair coming out means that we'll get the rest down the road.
Oh yeah, we will.
Right? I miss Bad Batch.
I miss it too.
Yeah.
I love that show.
There's fun to like not getting everything in a pack and it's done too. You know what I mean? Like
the anticipation is fun.
That's collecting, you know what I mean? Otherwise it's just like buying in bulk and it's like, oh, I've got everything. You know, it's even, you know, with the Marvel figures, it's like, well, we got to complete this team. I know, but it's kind of fun that I know you want to complete it and I want to complete them too, but like stretch it out a couple of years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go back and find a Toy Biz one to fill in for now, you know, cheap or whatever, you know, whatever. Customize.
Or complain in the chat for years,
or
wanting a classic Blue Angel.
About I know these people who want like an angel, like shut up already.
Not annoying at all to see it every
not every show you're on and every stream that you're on. Some guy's accosting you with a super chat that when are you gonna do a classic angel?
Yeah.
For those not in on the joke, we're taking a dig at Trevor.
Yeah.
I got it though.
It's good.
I got it.
You got it. Blue. Can I show one more thing that I got that wasn't at the con?
But yeah.
It's Dex.
Speaking of a surprise, I didn't even know.
I
wasn't really collecting Star Wars when this line was out. So we were out in I think this was Nakano Broadway. I got there before you guys did, Trevor, that day. But I saw this on a shelf and it was like 2,200 yen or something like that. And I messaged Doell, is that a good price? But either like
$18 or something.
Yeah. Even less for USD. But regardless, I was okay with that price because this looks awesome.
Yeah.
Like, he's a great figure. And his waitress, also a great figure.
All right,
waitress.
There's a waifu of this waitress.
There is the droid.
Okay, but like even without the play feature of, is this a play feature or is
it's not a play feature? The play feature is the the effect, the mystical effect.
When I see an arrow like this, it makes me think that there's some sort of chopping action. Right, but there's not. Okay, so cool. But this, I think, with his chef knives, is he cooking with this energy effect?
Yeah.
Either way. Oh, is this the dart? There you go.
There's the dart.
Right?
Cloners.
The cloners. I was just gonna say the same thing. This
real
looks
good ones
awesome.
too. Depends on what decks.
So you're gonna open this, right?
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
I don't even know where it would go. But it looks really good.
Dude, I'm waiting.
Is it 6-inch?
No, this is a 3.75.
That's legacy scale.
Okay, cool. That's great, man.
I really want them to do a Dex's Diner HasLab. Like that's the dream.
Keep dreaming.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know Centerpoint Studios? He did a 1/12 scale.
Yeah, that's not legacy scale though.
All right, well, you know.
It's probably family to do them.
It's supposed to be legacy scale. Welcome to Gatekeeping Star Wars, the new channel.
Yeah. That's what our toy review show will be called. Gatekeeping Star Wars. Only on the DL44 network.
It should have been where we look at the new Star Wars Hasbro panels and recap what they didn't give us.
Yeah.
Honestly, we joke, but I feel like this concept, like this is satire. I think it would work. I really think it would work.
Well, we'll give it a shot.
We will.
We'll see what happens.
Did you guys open this? Have you guys opened this? Did you get it?
I didn't get it.
You didn't? Okay.
I didn't. Once I heard I can get it on Amazon, it was listed on Amazon.
On Amazon too. Yeah, Richie stood in line for like 2 hours to get one. He tried to get one for me and he couldn't. And then the next day they dropped it. And I was like, I'm good.
Paul, are you ordering
that for him?
Yeah, I already ordered one through Hasbro Pulse, actually.
Oh, it's up on Pulse?
That's nice. Yeah.
They're everywhere.
They just needed more hands to come with it. I wish it came with more hands.
Should have came with more hands.
If they do the villain from that episode, if they make her with like the shroud and the big hair, yeah, if they make that, instant buy.
Did you see the cosplayers?
Oh yeah,
were doing that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I got
That was
the
my-
group, and the guy was like really playing to the camera for me. It was awesome. They look so good.
That whole area,
good.
the manga anime
Oh, that was
area
so cool.
where they had the Ghibli style Star Wars art, and then the inside you go in, they had all the props and art from Visions.
Oh wow,
that was
wild.
one of the coolest booths at the show.
Definitely, yep, it was great. Big cherry tree in the middle.
Yeah. Oh, and it lit up,
awesome.
and so everyone's photos and everyone's cosplay photos in front of that with the tree behind them.
That's right. Yeah,
they all look so good. It had me
good.
like,
It wasn't.
I should have brought my Obi-Wan costume.
Oh,
it was good. It wasn't as big as some of the other ones that I've been to, but it was nice. It was a good size. They didn't have a lot of the props and things like that. I felt like that they had in like Orlando and Chicago and stuff like that. Like the giant Jabba the Hutt, that every
from Gentle Giant they shipped it over.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're not doing that. It's not happening.
Well, Gentle Giant wasn't even there, but I think that might be because they're not going to exist in like a month.
I guess.
Is it Diamond or
it's their Diamond?
Diamond Select.
And then Diamond Distributors is the one who distributes them.
There's Gentle Giant, and then there's Gentle Giant Studios, right? There's two entities. I don't remember which one is which.
I don't either. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Actually, I don't remember which one is
Gentle Giant. One of them is like a part of Diamond, but one of them is like just designing things and sculpting
for other people and things like that too.
Yeah.
I think that's Studios. Yeah.
We should know this.
We should know this.
No, the celebration stage looked awesome too. Because speaking of the big props and stuff, the celebration live stage looked so freaking sharp. It looked so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just my 2 cents for anyone considering going next time. You need at least 2 days. One day is not enough.
Yeah.
With all the lineups and queuing up, it'll eat up all your hours.
And if you get into a panel as well, that's your morning gone as well. So
yeah,
right.
And
then it's going to be LA. It's going to be it's going to be a lot more crowded, I think.
Here's the
50th
worst
anniversary of A New Hope, man. It's going to be nuts.
Dude, I think tickets for that is going to be a bloodbath. So I think people are excited that it is back in California at least.
Yeah.
Plus, like you said, 50th anniversary of the franchise itself. So that not only will they be celebrating A New Hope, I think it's going to be much broader in a lot of aspects. But I think mostly A New Hope. And man, LA sucks to travel to and travel around.
Yep.
So I think that's the other thing people got to be prepared for as well. If you're going to be staying further away from the convention, give yourself time, get there early because it's going to take you 4 hours to travel 5 blocks.
Yeah. Yeah. And they don't have the train system that Japan had for sure.
Right. And it was so nice having a train station right there. Oh, and also if you weren't there and didn't know, the train station, they themed it out to Star Wars. So they had all the posters and everything, and all the announcements were done as characters from
were they?
Star Wars.
Oh,
Yeah, so they had like R2's going off when trains arrived and 3PO doing the announcements of stations. They had a whole bunch of that happening too. So it was they made like even when you leave the train station, it's like all these banners for like Andor, Visions, right? All the like Mandalorian.
Awesome.
It was cool. It was super. And there's a Krispy Kreme at that station. God, life is perfect there.
Dude, that's one of the things that was the most Americanized thing I saw was when I went to the baseball game. They're like, if you go to the New Era shop to get the hats, it's right next to the Shake Shack. I'm like, oh, okay. Tommy's like, oh, I went the other way. It was right after Taco Bell for me. I'm like, damn, that was front and center too. Like when you come into the front of the stadium, so it's like, welcome to American baseball. We have Shake Shack, we have Taco Bell. Get your hats here in between those two food places.
It's almost like that's part of the gimmick of baseball. Is that what it is?
I hope not, because I love going in and the food court of just all types of food that you would never see in North America, because it was crazy.
I wonder
the food
weird running into a Denny's somewhere along the line. A couple
there's Denny's.
There's Denny's there all over the place.
But I wanted to see. I didn't go into a Denny's. I wanted to just to see if they had a special menu. Right? Because there's just everywhere you go, there's whether it's because we did KFC, you had to.
Oh, how was that?
Awesome.
Was it like chicken karaage?
It kind of, but I mean, it still was very much like KFC. But then we got like, what did Steve 3 got the American sandwich, which I thought was really funny. And then
what is that?
I don't. It's like a double down, but like
craft
with
singles
egg in it and stuff. Like, yeah, it was just like a bunch of stuff.
Super huge.
And, like, yeah, it was like big onion rings, egg, and like, yeah, it was cool. And then I got they had the fry shakers, so you got like sour cream and onion flavoring for your fries, which was awesome.
Does it taste like KFC? KFC has a distinct flavor.
11 herbs and spices.
Yeah, it's got it. It's got it. So, but we did it because we had to. It was right by our Airbnb, so we had to do it.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, did some of the McDonald's special menu, and plus, if you do the after 5 menu, it's double the burger for. They'll double up the burgers for and they only cost $3 for a burger, so you can get like a double McTeriyaki burger for like $3.50.
Shut up.
Yeah, that's the after 5 p.m. That's where you get that's when you can get the adult cream pies. That's what it's called.
I'm sorry.
I'm not just saying that. Yeah, but that's what it's called. When you translate it directly.
You need a password for that or anything like that?
No, you just ask for one. Yeah. But they had that there too. So yeah. No, they had a lot. It was good. The food was good. Everywhere you go, food's good.
Paul, you going to be in LA? 27?
I don't know. We had this discussion before.
Oh, okay. I heard some of that. I was on the
train. I am hoping to be invited.
Okay. I'm inviting you.
I'll invite you.
Better
See, your homies got you. We'll invite you.
Right.
Yeah,
we'll buy our own booth. We'll buy our own booth.
Yeah.
We'll sell your figure.
Well, I don't like, again, I said this last time too. I was like, I don't see why they wouldn't, but I mean, again, it's like there's politics and
it is a weird dynamic. It's a really weird thing that if you're in it and you don't get invited, and it's hard to go as just a fan now.
Yeah.
You know, it is one of these, and Ryan, we've talked about this too. It's a weird sort of status thingy, right? Because it's like, I am a professional actor. Yeah, I do. You know, I've got my own YouTube channel. I stay grounded. I'm a fan of stuff too. But there's a weird thing in the industry where it's like, you know, if you're not invited in an official capacity, you're there as a fan, you lose that status a little bit, right? And they kind of go, oh, okay. And then the other weird part about it is fans kind of go, oh, well, he only got in because he's a super fan. And they discount like all the years of training and the work that I've done, the awards that I've won, all these different things. And they go, well, you know, I mean, on the one hand, it's great because you get accepted as one of us, like this fan thing. But it's this weird double-edged sword sometimes, and it can be a little bit hard on the ego sometimes too, because it's like,
I can see that.
You know, I feel like, oh, you know, it'd be really nice if I was invited up there, but you have to be doing something. Like everybody in Japan that was there, they were all there because they were involved in something that they were announcing. So like that makes total sense.
Right.
And I get it. Right. And so that's another reason why I'm hoping to be invited, because then that would mean hopefully I would be doing something.
Right. Well, it's not only just that. In Anaheim, they did 2 autograph halls.
Okay.
And I don't know if you knew.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So they did 2 autograph halls. One was everyone doing something, as you said, right? Like, so they had like, that's where you got Ewan McGregor and everyone from Obi-Wan and all that
Anthony
stuff.
Daniels
Then they had,
and
yep, all that stuff. Then they had the other hall where they had voice actors and actors from
that's right.
the sequel trilogy and character actors and all that stuff, all in another hall. But it was all still part of Celebration, and they were still advertised on the Celebration website and app. Right? They were just all in separate halls. So it's just like, regardless of which hall you got into, because both halls were crazy busy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think both would be amazing to be part of.
What's the deal with like the autograph things? I mean, Paul, like, is that like something asking because I don't know, like they invite you to, or is that like something like your agent would say like, hey, Paul's interested if you'd like to get Paul there, you know what I mean? And
this actually explains a lot more because I remember in Anaheim, I was in Vancouver at the time, but this was during COVID and I ended up not going. But I remember it was weird because I wanted to go down there, and it was one of those things where they said, well, it's basically a convention. It's like a convention, but like when I go to cons, I have like a guarantee. Conventions reach out and say, we'd love you as a guest. Here's X number of dollars as a guarantee for you to make it worth your while. We'll pay for your flights out. We'll pay for your accommodation. You'll get a stipend for food while you're out here. And, you know, you set your prices for, you know, if you're going to have professional photo ops or selfies at the table and autographs and this and that, we'll print out the pictures for you and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And you set your prices. And basically what you want to do is you want to make the minimum, right? Whatever the guarantee is, that's the minimum you want to make. You never want to be a shortfall, because that way you don't cost the con any money, right? Mm-hmm. So if you fall short of whatever your guarantee is, you have to compensate the convention with, you know, X number of autographs, usually capped at I call it the signing of shame personally when I do that. Like, and this happens to me in Canada, never in the States, but in Canada, it's happened a bunch where it's like, oh, I fell well beneath, like far short of my guarantee. So I have to sign photos. Like, you know, I think the most I ever had to sign was like 50 or 60 photos. Yeah. And because those have a dollar value attached to them. And then that's how they get compensated.
I got you.
But in the States, like, yeah, so for Celebration, basically the offer was no offer. If you want to come down, they would have given me a table or a spot, but they wouldn't pay for flights. They wouldn't pay for accommodations. They wanted like something like 30% of whatever I made.
Oh, wow.
Right? And no guarantee. Oof. So
is that Repop, or it's the other company that does that, right?
I don't know. I don't know. This was what I was told through my So it's just like, oh, it's like I didn't understand. I didn't understand what that was. So I declined anyways. It was like, no, forget it. If they won't even pay for a flight down, then no, I shouldn't have to go out of pocket. And then I would have had to bring all my own stuff, like photographs, any memorabilia, stuff like that.
Oh, right? They wouldn't print that? That wouldn't be included?
No. If they're not going to pay for a flight, they're not going to pay for photos. Right. So, you know, so it was a choice. And I'm kind of, you know, I don't feel bad about missing it as much, because I think everybody who went down there that I knew, like 99% of them got COVID. And that would have been really bad for me.
Yeah. Anaheim? It was.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Avatar, so that would have been really bad. And now that Ryan, you say, oh, there's another hall where they had, you know, people sort of
doing signings and selfies,
and still a part of it. You kind of go, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. That makes sense now. So, yeah.
Would be fine. A popular pull, though, man. You know,
I think now,
like, you'd be for sure have like a line, you know, like a big line. So I don't know if that makes a difference to them or like whatever, but like, I don't know. I'll write you in, Paul. I'm writing in.
I've done more. Yeah. I mean, so definitely my character has grown since then, which is great.
Hell yeah.
And now, you know, I have an action figure of my character, which is great.
And a helmet.
You make those, and helmet, and there's a bust from Gentle Giant. And, you know, so there are inroads being made with my character, which is awesome. I also think too, because, you know, if you are flying to Japan from this, it's more expensive to get people to Japan than it would be to get people from Canada to the States. Right.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a little bit of an easier sell. So who knows? Who knows? I'll look into it. I always ask my agent, my personal appearance agents, to look into it. Kind of go, oh, Celebration. Can we get in? And yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be the cat's meow if you got in.
Yeah,
for 2027.
Yeah. I think being in Japan probably contributed to the price of a lot of things. Like, was it 60,000 yen or something for Hayden Christensen autograph, or some of the convention exclusive costing a little bit more there than getting it back home. I'm just guessing, right? But in my head, it's like, are companies passing off that extra cost of them bringing this stuff to sell there to people buying there?
100%,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah,
100%.
so,
You're subsidizing it.
Yeah, so they're covering the shipping costs of that, right? It's more expensive to bring it there. So, like when they're like, "Oh, the big anniversary of Celebration is going to be in," like, big drum roll, we know where it's going to be, right there where all the movies, like a lot of the movie stars, are going to be, and I'm assuming the cost of inviting them there.
Oh yeah,
Paul.
Oh yeah,
you save on so many flights.
Yeah,
if they're already actors in LA or in California versus flying them first class to Japan or something.
Yeah. Well, Harrison Ford will fly himself, so
that's
on Air Force One
and land on a street somewhere.
He's Harrison Ford. He can park where he wants.
That's right.
Right?
Oh man, you think he's going to make a Celebration appearance there
for 50th anniversary? I think they'll pull him in.
Yeah.
For sure.
I hope Mark Hamill does too, to be honest.
Oh, Hamill will.
I can't wait to see him again.
He'll be expensive as hell. Like, because what was it? Was it $700 for a signing at Fan Expo San Francisco a couple years ago?
I think I paid $300 in Orlando when it was there, or Anaheim. Oh, no, Orlando. Yeah, when it was in Orlando.
Right.
We camped out. My brother and I camped out when they would allow you to do that, like on a concrete floor to get to that 40th anniversary panel, where John Williams came out and played the Leia's theme and stuff. It was well worth the backache of laying on that floor all night. It's incredible.
Oh man,
I gotta.
I just want Mary. You gotta tap out. Hang on.
Yeah,
one quick thing.
Yeah.
Andor.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead better be doing photo ops with you, Paul. There better be like the duo photo op with you guys.
The Doell
That's what I want.
That's
right. Yeah. $690
just for you.
Just for me. All right, boys. Thanks so much. It's it's 1 a.m. for me. I'm tired.
Yeah, let's settle it up right here. Everyone, have a good night. Find 16shooter on Instagram under 16shooter. Paul, Bitter Asian Dude, that's his YouTube channel. That's all his socials and stuff as well. Kevin, you can find him toying around on Instagram on the channel one of the channels you're watching. Me, I'm Doell. Find me on Gotham City Tonight, Toy Anxiety on Tuesday nights, and then now you'll find me randomly on here, and we randomly drop live streams on DL44. So please give us a like and subscribe. Check us out because we're going to have a lot of different types of Star Wars content on here from different people. This is where we're just going to dump our content and have fun. So thank you, everyone. Have a great night. Thank you for joining us as well, 16. Thanks, Trevor.
Thanks.
And everyone have a great night. I'll talk to you